Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters here on YouTube, those who follow Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on Facebook, and those who follow my TikTok show reels under HCS. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing great. As for me, I decided to do an early live instead of staying up too late. I'm thinking about going early, like around this time frame, for a couple of hours. Depends on how many viewers I get uh, or people to tune in. Uh, I hope everybody is doing great this evening. As for me, I am well rested. I'm just here relaxing, ready for some nighttime stories for whoever tunes in here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Checking the lighting here. Yeah, we got Sister Ivy Ramirez here. How you doing, Sister Ivy Ramirez? I hope you're doing well this evening. As for me, I'm doing good. I just wanted to talk about uh, certain experience that happened to me when we used to go work up north in Lubbock, Texas. A lot of events happened there that I wanted to share with y'all here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, and it's dealing with, in Spanish, we call them bulto negros, which means dark shadow. When we mean bulto, when we say bulto, to me is because it was a big shadow, So un bulto grande, big dark shadows. That's something that I would see a lot, when I was growing up. Uh, where there was small shadows. When I was a kid, I could see shadows around my size, and as I grew, the shadows seemed to grow with me also. Uh, how you doing, Nikki G? How you doing, Juno? Hope y'all doing great this evening. How you doing, cousin Jesse Carvajal? Yes, so I wanna Jessica, cousin Jesse was with me when we experienced a big dark shadow after an incident happened to me where it was an evening where I was sad and I was driving the truck towards the cemetery where my mom's grave was, and as I was going like 35 miles an hour, it's like I couldn't see the ranch behind me where she had a lot of lights, but I just seen something like a dark shadow, through the rearview mirror that was blocking my view. So I'm going 35, and the truck is not moving forward. Uh, I could see the poles in the same like it wasn't moving forward. So I step on the gas some more. As I step on the gas, it felt like somebody dropped the rear end of the truck, and they dropped the rear end of the truck. I lost control of the truck because it was a dirt road and he had a lot of loose gravel. So I didn't hit the poles, but I was close to hitting the poles. I didn't stop at the cemetery, and I remember driving home. When I made it home, my cousin Jesse Carvajal was there, and my brother, and I was telling them uh, what happened. When they see me, they're like, "What's the matter?" It's like I kind of looked like Casper because I was, kind of freaked out what I witnessed. And I told them that I seen that I was driving down the road. There was something blocking the view. Couldn't move forward. They were like, "Oh, it's just your imagination." So they went outside to check out the truck. When they went out there to check out the truck, the tailgate was hanging. You know, it was like literally hanging. Um, because something did lift up the truck and it ripped the tailgate off the back, but it was still hanging. The tailgate was still hanging. I think I'm gonna take off the glasses here. I mean, I can see the comments better. Maybe I need to change the lighting here because the glare is kind of blinding me. Let me lower it down some. There we go. So that evening, cousin Jesse had been drinking. He wanted to go buy himself another beer. So I said, okay, I'll take you. You know, I was still kind of freaked out. So I parked in the back street because we were running. The truck wasn't legal. The truck had no inspection sticker. It wasn't legal at all. Uh, I didn't even have a driver license, but we were use it at nighttime. You know, uh, this is back in the 80s. As I'm waiting for my cousin, I see something come from the field and look like a big shadow figure, bulto negro, what we call it, and he was coming down the street. My cousin got there and said, "Hey, I got my beer." You know, I said, "Hey, look, you better get in. We gotta go." I said, "Why?" And I pointed like this, and he looked and he seen this big old dark shadow figure coming towards the truck, and it was moving real fast. Uh, he sobered up real quick. uh, he got in the vehicle. We drove home, but he seen it, and I'm just telling you of certain of the numerous times that I've had encounters with this dark shadow figures or disembodied spirits, whatever you want to call them, in which uh, I've seen them during the day and I've seen them at night. You know, at nighttime it's easier to see them because you really literally see a shadow, a shadow at night, and I've seen them during the day also. They operate during the day and at nighttime. What do you say, cousin? Both jarred. Yes. Uh, they're around, man. I used to see them during the day when I was a kid. Like the silhouette, they kind of look like they're human, but they're not because it's just a dark shadow. Some of them it looks like a blur, and then some of them actually look like people, but it's just a silhouette, you know, of which I witnessed those numerous times. Uh, they like to come out of nowhere. Uh, they have the capability to speak because they can say something to you that you understand what they're saying, which they're either disembodied spirits, unclean spirits, or something of that nature because of the form that they're coming at you is darkness, dark shadow. Uh, the dude said it was blacker, the black, but it was human figure. Yeah. Well, the one that was coming at us down the road, that was massive, man. I'd say that one had to be as big as it was. I'd say 10 to 11 foot tall, possibly 12 foot, and it covered most of the road, like half the road. That's how massive it was. Around that tall, I will, when something happens so fast, you just want to get out of there. It was pretty big. And here we go. We're getting the trolls popping up again, like always. They got nothing else better to do. Right now, I'm wearing this new selenite uh, chakra pendant that I got here around my neck to protect the chakra. But yeah, they come in many forms and many sizes. Yeah, they got nothing else better to do. And it's sad, man, that some of these trolls is people that I know. It's just that I know who they are. I just I know who they are. Some of them, some of them is people that know that I speak to, uh, that I literally speak to, and they're just playing a game because they think that I'm not wise or smart enough to know who it is that's coming at me. I've been knowing. I just go with the flow of things. I give people the benefit of doubt. That all is possible that they can change one day. Or uh, it's not even corner the cob guy. That's the thing. It's other people. That they gave themselves away a long time ago. I just go with the flow of things. Sometimes people pretend to be other people intentionally. I don't know what they get a kick out of that or what, but you know, if that's what they like, that's on them. I just know that it's ridiculous. That me, I can give somebody the platform to speak whatever they want to say here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, and be respectful. But then at the same time, people won't give me that kind of platform and speak what I have to say because they're not believing of what I'm speaking of. It goes either way. I don't have to go into somebody's platform to say what I have to say. I'll say it here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. And they get pissed off, right? Because everything that they've tried to do to demeanor me or to come at me in a negative way is not working. And the reason it's not working, I'm gonna be honest with you. I only have one account. I'm genuine. I'm humble, and I'm speaking in truth. That's why everything you try to do is not working. Uh, but for those who have double personalities, triple personalities, or whatever many personalities you want to have, or you have so many trolls or people that do favors for you because you're up here or whatever, to me, we're all equal. Uh, that doesn't mean nothing to me. I'm still gonna say what I have to say, regardless whether you like it or not, or it doesn't matter to me. Uh, all I'm saying is, if you have something to say to me, say it to me. Don't be playing the games, or trolling. That's ridiculous. That's childish. That's like freaking like you're a kid in elementary. I just know that there's a lot of people in this paranormal community, crypto community. They're full of crap. That and sometimes it's kind of like this. I can tell you is a little birdie told me so. It's like basically I just know things because people tell me certain things, but I just know things in advance because sometimes when people get to know you, they get to know that you're real. So they warn you ahead of time when somebody's plotting to against you a certain kind of way. You know, but it is what it is. I just don't got time for the games or for the trolls. Because here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, we bring the truth. We don't BS around here. It's straight up true experiences. If I ever bring somebody on the show, it's because it's true experiences, and most of these people that I do bring is because I know about their experiences or whatever. I just I haven't gotten to that point to bring them on the show. especially if people are going to continue to play games and try to interfere and when I'm making a live, and it's like I'm to the point right now where I might just start going live in the evening times. I don't care, anymore. It's kind of like this. I'm I might go live at 6 in the afternoon, 7 in the afternoon, in the evening, 8, 9. It depends how I feel, you know. But I like going lives at nighttime. This is what I do. I've been doing like this for a very long time. When I had Positive Spiritualist, I used to do lives during the day. In Positive Spiritualist, I wasn't involved with the cryptic community or the paranormal community or any kind of communities. When I had Positive Spiritualist, I had no problems with anybody. I had no trolls or nothing like that. It's when I got pulled into the cryptic community that I started having trolls. But besides that, when I would do my lives on Positive Spiritualist, it was just real people and being respectful. Uh, get up and bringing the spiritual aspect out of it into the cryptic community. People start getting pissed off. They're like, he's the kind of person that's going to ruin the reputation of the crypto community. He gives us a bad name. I said, no. The one that's giving y'all that gave you a bad name a long time ago was the guy that with the fake film with the guy in costume. The Patterson film that already gave you a bad reputation. Then all the other people that dress up in gully suits pretending to be Bigfoot, those are the people that are giving you all the bad reputation in the cryptic community. Those are the individuals. And we see it all the time. Call me a liar. Look up TikTok, look them up on YouTube. You can look them up on Instagram. A lot of people in freaking costumes. That's all I see. You know, baggy costumes, people with masks. Ridiculous. Yeah, I rather stay do the late night lives. Like I've been doing. Yes, I've I'm a I'm try to keep the noise down a little bit. I'm more awake at night. I'm a night person. Used to do a lot of night shifts, so that's why I'm used to being awake around this time. But yes, it's sad. You know, I rather have friends than enemies. But it's sad that there's people pretend to be other people that already have a reputation, and then want to come up against you because they think you're not bright enough to figure them out. And I've already figured them out a long time ago. I just go with the flow of things, because I don't worry of what they're trying to do. It's just not going what whatever they're trying to do is not going to ruin my credibility. It's not going to ruin for where I've been in the military because I served my country proudly. It's not going to ruin none of my true stories of the true events that happened to me. So it's kind of like I say to them, just cut the crap, cut the crap and let me do my thing. You do your thing, let me do my thing. I'm not trying to compete against anybody, especially somebody that they can't be themselves, that they have to get people to play games with people. That's childish and ridiculous. The people that like the drama is, you know, to me, people like that are into that. I'm gonna be honest. That's crappy people. That's those people where there will probably be more liable to get spiritually attacked because they're dwelling in negativity. I'm telling you, man, that Patterson film it's not a legit Bigfoot, man. That's literally a guy. If you look at the guy that dressed up in the gully suit of the Patterson film, you'll be able to see they got the same walk. It was the same guy. You know, it was the same guy. I can't remember his name on top of my head right now, but he had the same walk as the guy walking because it was him wearing that. You see the mesh of that how Bigfoot looked in those days for those who were into go seeing movies like the Godzilla movies, King Kong movies, Planet of the Apes of those time frame when that film was made. It's the same material that the same material that those costumes were being made of. Yeah, people get pissed off, and I'm speaking in truth. You know, they can believe if they want to believe a hoax film, that's on them. You know, I just know that wasn't a real creature, man. I'm just being straight up. If you look at it, doesn't look animalistic at all. For those that can see, if you ever gone to the zoo, right? And you've seen a gorilla. You see how animalistic a gorilla looks and how it moves. That was literally a guy in a costume walking. You know, nothing animalistic of it, and the material was mesh. I think the costume was freaking. They made the arms longer so it could look like it was kind of like a ape of some sort. I don't know. You know, and then you got all these other fake costumes. They present. Oh, here's a Bigfoot. Look how it's standing. The chemtrail caught this. The all these different things that they're capturing it, but it's all fake. Because if they were real, right, there would be a confirmed kill by now. There would be one captured. You know, you figure if there's a family of them, there'll be a little squash running around somewhere that somebody will be able to capture the little squatch and capture it or kill it, but there's none. And that's why people get pissed off because the things that are real that is out there is not something that's in the flesh. What's real out there is this DDN that I speak of, disembodied demonic Nephilim, in which they have the ability to shapeshift into anything beastly. And they can read your mind, your spirit. So if you're believing in Bigfoots, well, guess what? It's going to manifest to look like a form of a Bigfoot. If you believe in Dogman, it's going to, or werewolf of some sort, something demonic, it's going to manifest to look that way because that's what it does, you know. You believe in a Smurf, it's going to turn into a Smurf. You believe in a fairy, it's going to turn into a fairy, just so it can get you to believe in it. Yeah, and then the reason I speak about this, you know, is because I got brought in into the cryptic community to do Dogman Encounters episode 53. And I did that, and I spoke up that I believe that they were demonic, and people started targeting me from the cryptic community because I said that they were demonic. I mean, I'm out there, a woman yelling for help at 3 in the freaking morning. I go into the woods, and the crying for help stops. When I turn around, because I feel something behind me, this when I seen them. There's six of them. I see the white glowing eyes. You know, they were massive. So I go into prayer, you know, because I had a bat in my hand. I had no flashlight. I'm a hardcore like that. You know, the military, you don't got no lights when you're out there. You know, I was trying to sneak up to the person that was harming the woman crying for help. Uh, when I got there, the crying for help stopped. I was looking to the creek across the street where the creek was because the leaves were down. You know, it was kind of fresh that night. That's when I felt something behind me. I turned around and they were right there. I went into prayer. I let go of the bat. There was six of them, and I was only one person, you know. I let go of the bat because they were so big. So I go into prayer, start saying the Our Father deliverance prayer, and there were dark shadow beings with white glowing eyes. This one is the ones that I witnessed. There was 6 of them. Uh, so I started walking in between them, because that's the only way I had out. I could have gone towards the highway, would be like 50 yards, and the ones on the left side of the path probably would have caught up to me. I could have gone 15 feet behind me and jump into the creek. The one that was close to me would have probably tracked me down, because if I would have ran those directions, right, it would be a sign of fear. So they would have had a spiritual opening to attack. So I didn't. I said, okay, we're fixing to have it's going to be a lot of people getting hurt here tonight, you know. Uh, but I wasn't going to fight them physically. Uh, I went into prayer. I don't know how many times I said the deliverance prayer before I even took the first step. All in all, I was there for a while. By the time I said, okay, let's go. I started going forward. Uh, they were like literally 9 to 11 foot tall, man. I looked like a midget compared to them, you know. You know how people talk about duendes or gnomes? Well, I look like a gnome or a duende compared to their height. That's how tall they were. You know, people want to talk about duendes, and I look like a duende compared to them. I look like a midget. That's how big they were. Uh, I kept on repeating the deliverance prayer, the Our Father, as I was walking through the middle of them. This, as I was praying, all of them said this at once. You know, I don't know if they were saying it out loud or they were saying it spiritually because I was in prayer. All I know, they acknowledged the deliverance prayer, and all of them said, "The Holy One, the Holy One, the Holy One." And just kept on walking through the path, started walking towards the entrance, and I kept on praying the prayer. I never turned back, looked back, or nothing. I just prayed all the way to home. Even when I was walking down the street and I was close to the house, I didn't turn back. Till I got home, that's where my sister was waiting for me. She looked at me and she knew something had happened because the way I looked pale, you know. But that's what happens when you go through a spiritual battle, you know. Your demeanor is going to change. Uh, but that's an experience that I'll never forget that happened there in Elms Grove. Yeah, it's called Dogman Encounters, episode 53. Um, but a lot of the stuff that I told him, he didn't add to it. So it's kind of like my story was very short because I brought the spiritual aspect out of it, you know. And, you know, because I literally said in that show, if you listen, I say that I believe they were demonic, you know. And to my understanding, that Dogman Encounters, uh, that they just want people to say that the dogmen are real, that they're 100% flesh. Well, that's not what I witnessed. And you figure there were 6 of them, right? So if they were beastly, and I was saying they are Father, right? They're beastly, real beastly creatures. It wouldn't have mattered if I was saying they are Father or not, because, but no, I guess it does matter spiritually because He protects us. But if they were beastly, because I run into wild animals when I was in the military, uh, they still might attack, right? Like cougars or mountain lions, wildcats. But what really sealed it for me that they were demonic is when they acknowledged they're our Father, and they were saying the Holy One, the Holy One. Uh, I don't think something that's beastly or an animal is gonna respond that way. That's why I said that they were demonic. You're welcome, dude. I'm doing real MMA. And them trolls are coming in tonight. They dislike when brother Abe Seals gets on live. But before that encounter, the one I wanted to show you, I believe the title is, because that wasn't one evening when I faced it by myself, you know. But you see it, they had white glowing eyes on the title of tonight's show. A place, the night of the shadow beings with red eyes. So that is a different story, and that's the story that I wanted to share with y'all here tonight on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Something that I witnessed in East Texas, or should I say Lubbock, Texas. In between, it was we lived in a ranch because we used to go work during the summers, where migrant workers would go work in the cotton, uh, taking the weeds out of the fields. Uh, it was our summer job that we would do, and we would. The ranch was in between Anton, Texas, and Littlefield, Texas. It was right over the railroad tracks, down a dirt road. We lived in a ranch. It was a yellow house, and the boss's name was last name was Allen, you know, or Alan James. That's what his name was. Um, so we used to go work there for the summer, you know, like every summer when we were growing up. That's what we would do. Well, there was one evening I was noticing certain things at nighttime where sometimes I would see a shadow figure standing by the pole, sometimes by the gin or the container that holds the seeds of the cotton. You know, they kind of look like this, and they're made out of like strong tin or strong steel. And I was noticing these things, you know, to my mom is I'm seeing some shadow figures over here. And she's like, well, it's just probably nothing. It's just your imagination. You know, the light is making you see something out there. But, you know, I've always had the gift to see things spiritually. Uh, how you doing, brother? Real MMA. At this time, would like to pray for brother Real MMA for him to fight the thirst, to replace the thirst with water and drink water. For him to take the urge of drinking, Heavenly Father, at this time, take it away from him. If there's anything negative around him, trying to influence him in any kind of way, we tie, bind, or rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. So, you know, summer, we'll be there for the summer, you know, and then when we get home, we go back to school, you know. Um, a lot of things were happening. For example, the shadow figures around this ranch, there was pine trees in the front and all along the side. There was pine trees, uh, and we're seeing the shadow figures come near the pine trees, you know, and but then they said, well, say, oh, maybe it's just an owl and stuff like that. A lot of events were happening, like bangings, and it's like, oh, it's just probably the wind. Uh, you could hear even things, weird, strange things that were happening when we were working, where I could be working in the field, in the aisle, and I could feel somebody looking at me. When I would turn, I could see a shadow in the distance, you know, behind me, but then it would go away. You know, things like that was always happening when we were working in the fields. You know, a lot of these fields, you know, there's some that had historical markers where I'm gonna take off my glasses because they glare. Historical markers like some of the fields had old forts from the military where there were from the from the horse regiments, you know. But where the sports were, they were in the middle of the field where we were working, and you could hear all the rattlesnakes that are around that fort. And if you got close to it, you could see all the holes underneath the buildings of that fort where it was infested with rattlesnakes. I'm talking about diamondbacks. So, I would always sense see the shadow figures there, and at times I could sense native spirits around those areas that we worked at. So it's possible that something could have followed us to our house or whatever. But to get to the back to the story, uh, there was one evening that my mom and dad were arguing, right? So I'm go outside because I don't want to hear them argue. And when I'm outside in the front porch, I see them, and there's a lot of them. They're by the pine trees. I see the one that's standing by the post. Then I see a bunch of them all along the pine trees. I couldn't count. There was so many of them, but they were massive, and they had red eyes. All of them had red eyes, and you could see them looking. So I go in the house, and I'm freaking out because there's so many of them. I'll go lock the doors, and I'll tell my mom and my dad to stop fighting because there's something out there. There's many of them that have red eyes, and then they stop fighting. I say, if you don't believe me, look. They look, and they see the same thing I'm seeing. So they start freaking out, and they start praying, and it's kind of like there were so many of them that they surrounded the house, that they were literally looking through the windows with the red eyes. Uh, that we had a room where nobody was sleeping because he had a lot of windows. Well, they were all looking through those windows, and you could see this big butonegros, big shadows with red eyes looking into our home. So we're all praying, we're praying, and we're praying, and we're praying. And finally, for a while of praying, I don't see him no more. Yes, so this was in a ranch, but it's in a ranch where there's a lot of fields. Maybe it could have been native land at one time. I don't know the history of that ranch, but I know what happened, right? So that evening, after we prayed, we all went to sleep. I remember having a dream where I'm falling into a hole, into like a pit, a deep pit that I can hit rock at the bottom. So in the dream, I make myself hit something soft. If I ever hit the bottom, then I'm gonna hit something soft. So that's exactly what happened. I hit something soft. When I woke up, my face is pressing on something hard, and I'm thinking that I fell off the bed, right? So when I open my eyes, I just hear somebody say, "Oh shit!" My brother that slept on the same bed as I did. Well, it was my brother Robert. He said, "Oh shit," because my older brother was he was in the reserves at that time. He said, "Oh shit," and when I opened my eyes, I seen him jump on the bed because I was elevated to the ceiling. My face was pressing the ceiling, in which that would mean it would be some kind of paranormal or so to say demonic activity happening, right? So as I seen him take off running, and he ran to the other room, scared, telling my mom something's happening. And next thing you know, I get dropped. Like my body just falls straight to the ground, and I land on the floor, you know. By the time they got there, I was on the floor, you know, and but my brother told him that I was up in the ceiling. I was elevated on the ceiling, you know, which that by itself, you know, it lets you know is something, some kind of paranormal activity, especially if you're seeing this dark shadow figures, red eyes, you know, which would be something demonic. Uh, that's what I felt happened, and till this day I feel that way. I did not see a beam of light or a UFO up in the air or nothing in that nature, or that some kind of force was elevating me in the air because I was being pulled by something magnetic or something in that nature. No, I believe that those demons that were around the house that found a way inside the home because of the fighting that was going on. So in a sense of where they had some kind of jurisdiction in there, the only thing that I felt that they targeted me because I was the one that was trying to keep the peace within the household with through love, through a love foundation, and that's what they targeted me. They, you could say they wanted to eliminate me out of the equation, so they can really do some damage. Uh, so I guess you could say I was that person that was protecting everybody else within the house because I didn't fear them. Uh, I just knew that I was dealing with something and I had to fight it spiritually. It just I was young at the time. I didn't have the wisdom and knowledge that I have now. But I'll never forget that evening. There was a bunch of them. Yes, Sari, I've seen. Uh, I'm not gonna say alien, but I've seen uh, something that manifested to look like an alien. I remember I was walking during the day in where I used to live in Elms Grove. I was walking to go to the Domino's to get a pizza I had ordered. I got in the pizza. Well, I was walking to go get the pizza, and there was a old car that passed by, and inside the car was a what seemed to be a green alien with big old black eyes, and he had some long fingers, and it was going like this, saying hi to me. It kind of reminded me of that alien from the Skittles commercial, you know. And he was saying hi to me, and I was looking at it. What was weird about it is that he had the body of a human, the body of a human, but a big old head and the big old hands with long fingers. Then I said to myself, well, I seen it pass. I said, or is it a human that's dressed like an alien? I mean, what is this that I'm witnessing? Uh, but it was green with big old black eyes. Uh, you know when people talk about the what do you call those, the black eyed kids or something like that? Well, that was a black eyed alien, the big old black eyes and long fingers, and he was waving at me like saying hi. And I was like, what the hell is this? What am I witnessing? It wasn't even Halloween, you know? It wasn't in Halloween. I was like, what am I seeing, you know? But I witnessed that. Uh, the other one that I witnessed, you could say, I'm not even going to say it was reptilian, but the manifestation it took was reptilian. I mean, it was human. It was human form. I was walking down the highway and seen pebbles fly from behind me towards the front of me, and I turned around real quick with my guards up. That means that something is coming from behind me, right? So I turn around, and he's this guy that's running real crazy. The way his legs are moving doesn't look normal. It doesn't look like how a human would run. He was coming from out of the woods, running towards me, charging me. So I got my guards up and I was waiting. He was pretty tall, like 6'8", 6'9". And I look at him and I said, "What are you trying to do? What's up?" I'm ready to fight him. He didn't say nothing to me. And I said, "What's your name?" He's just looking at me and just says Indiana. That's all he says. I asked him another question, doesn't even respond. So I waited for him to get right beside me. When he got right beside me, I started walking with him side by side, and I was keeping my eye on him just in case he tried to do something. So we started walking side by side, and I was saying, "What are you doing here, Indiana?" He wouldn't say nothing to me. We're walking and we're getting near the bridge. When we started getting near the bridge, uh, it's kind of like time went slow. The cars that were passing us up were in slow motion. It's kind of like we entered a time warp together. And on the sides of the bridge, you could see these translucent beings, kind of look like lechuzas. They had like red eyes, and they were in disembodied form, translucent. They were jumping into the people that were going in the cars and going through them, like their spirits or disembodied. They were going right through the people. They were taking turns. There was a bunch of them. I would say like 10 to 12 of them on the bridge, jumping and going through the people that were passing by in the cars. And I'm still keeping an eye on Indiana, and Indiana's looking at me. I'm looking at him, and I'm seeing these beings that are there on the bridge. As we passed the bridge, it's kind of like time went back to normal, and everything started moving regular speed. So I'm walking towards this store, Family Dollar, and I turn around and I look at this Indiana guy. And I looked at him and said, "Well, it was nice meeting you, Indiana." And I grabbed him from the hand and started shaking him. When I grabbed his hand, his fingers seemed weird. Long fingers. It seemed like he had some kind of claws on his fingers. And I'm looking at him because he was taller than me. So I'm looking at him, looking up, and he smiles, and I have my love foundation. He smiles. When he smiles, his face starts ripping from the sides, and I could see what seemed to be greenish scales on his face. And as I'm using my love foundation, he lets go. When he lets go, he smiles. When he smiles, his skin is more uncovered from here up in here, and I could see this sharp teeth, like reptilian teeth of some sort. But you could see more green on the forehead, on the face, where he couldn't hold his manifestation no more. And then I just looked at him, and he smiled, and I could see all the teeth how they looked, or should I say, real sharp teeth. He looked up towards the sky like this, and then looked at me, turned around, and started walking away from me. I don't know where it went, uh, but that's the encounter I had with this reptilian, like, you want to say alien. And to me, it's more of demonic, because I mean, when he looked up, what do you think he's looking for? He's looking up because he's looking at his spaceship, or is he looking up because he's letting me know that he got some away and it was a test for me, and he's looking up because he knows that Jesus Christ has my back because I'm using the love foundation against it. A lot of possibilities you can think of. Me, I just seen it as more spiritual thing, where he broke two manifestations, or the human manifestation could only last so long. Then I see something that looked like reptilian, but then the Love Foundation overcame it, in which I believe it was something else, more of either demonic in nature. Thank you, Brother Shui Perez. The media talking about the demon face. I don't know, what were you talking about? Demon face? Is it the one where the guy is looking at the moon and there's something that's up there within the moon that he Googled it or something? I believe all that is AI. Yes, I'm going early today. That's why I decided to go early this evening. So like that I can get me some rest later on. Stay away from corn of the cob guy. Or whoever's pretending to be corn of the cob guy. No, that's something I figured, that it might be somebody pretending to be that guy. I mean, whoever it is, if he's pretending to be corn of the cob, he might really like corn of the cob. Both of them might like corn of the cob. Yeah. I mean, if somebody's pretending to be corn of the cob guy, why would they pretend to be corn of the cob guy? Maybe because they have something in common. They both love corn of the cob. They say it's a condition where people see a demon face. The condition is called truth. That's the condition when you're speaking in truth. It's kind of like the condition they had when they were spreading the fear of of COVID, the coronavirus. A condition of seeing something and capturing something are two different things. You're not going to be able to capture a condition. If you can capture the condition, or you can capture something, then it's not a condition. It's because it's something real that's in it's either spiritual and is spiritual in nature. You're able to capture that demonic face, and we do have the equipment and technology to be able to capture them nowadays. No, I never took the vaccine. I'm attend my faith with Jesus Christ, and I'm still here. Thank God. Fear was the ultimate goal of the media, of the people, of these doctors, these quack doctors, talking about the COVID, uh, the hospitals. Uh, there was a spiritual opening that a lot of people got attacked, and of course, the the black widows were going off in the hospitals, killing people left and right. They were getting paid to do that. I'm more than sure, all in due time, that all these people that committed murders and crimes in the hospital will pay for their actions. They'll be going to the lake of fire. Skinwalker Ranch. I don't know. I really don't see the show. Uh, there's a lot of skinwalkers here in Central Texas, so it's to me, it's I'm more sure they might have some activity. I'm not sure. I've never been there. I know for a fact here in Central Texas is a lot of activity. It's not just in the ranch; it's everywhere. So that's what I think about Skinwalker Ranch. That there's a lot of activity if it's built on native Indian burial grounds. Of course, there's going to be activity. But Skinwalker Ranch is not the only place where there's activity. There's a lot of activity in Central Texas. But the natives that used to live here, the Tonkawans, a lot of shapeshifter and skinwalker activity uh, all throughout the area, whether it's by the lakes, by the creeks, by the natural trail walks. Uh, Matter of fact, in Salado, Texas, which is in Central Texas, they found the oldest native uh, burial grounds that's around the world, the oldest. So that's why there's a lot of activity here. So when people talk about the Skinwalker Ranch, that's, I mean, I'm not saying there's no activity there, but it's a show. When it's a show, it's about ratings. I mean, I've never watched it, man. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. I had my own things to worry about here in Central Texas. So if Skinwalker Ranch is listening to this, I can take you to a location where there's as much activity that you have in Skinwalker Ranch, which is in Elms Grove, in Central Texas, where I used to live. There is a lot of activity. You're going to see skinwalkers. You're going to see shapeshifters, uh, shadow people, uh, all kinds of activity there. But I really don't see the show. I don't see a lot of shows. I have my own things to worry about than worry about a Skinwalker Ranch or looking for Bigfoot, finding Bigfoot. Did they ever find Bigfoot? I'm just saying. How you doing, Sister Cammy? I mean, honestly, I think there was a show called Finding Bigfoot. Did they ever find Bigfoot? I'm asking a serious question here. I never seen the show, but did they ever find him? A lot of the shows are paid uh, to keep get viewership, right? So those guys that are on the shows, it's all for the viewership, man. That's all I can tell you. It's all for the viewership. This all for show, you know. And I knew that. I know one thing because I used to be in the military. I knew that there was never going to get a heat signature of a Bigfoot. I knew that. You know how I know that? Because they were hunting them at nighttime, right? They figured they were going to get a hit signature from their night vision. They never did. The reason that there wasn't going to get a heat signature from Bigfoot is because Bigfoot is not real. It's not a flesh being. Bigfoot is actually demonic. So something that's in disembodied form, you're not going to get no heat signature. Even no matter how many filters you got or you got an eye, but you're not going to be able to see it because it's in disembodied form. You might hear sounds, banging of the wood, throwing of rocks, uh, because it can mimic voices. So they might hear somebody yelling or something of that nature, but they're not going to be able to capture it through night vision. I can help them find Bigfoot, but then they're going to know that the Bigfoot is not something that's in the flesh. I can give them the secret to find them. It is not offering them something to eat. the ultraviolet rays of the sun during the day does, how should I say, break the cloak of the DDN, because they're demonic. I Mashorio, I have a Shorio. I got another one that I'm going to create where it literally looks like a Bigfoot, and it's going to move its head. I haven't posted it yet. I just wanted to get more viewership, and I'm going to prove through that video that there's no shadow in the doubt that Bigfoot is a flesh being. But you're going to see a Bigfoot because of the ultraviolet rays of the sun. There's two beings there, and one looks like a Bigfoot from the looks like a Bigfoot, or what a Bigfoot, or what people think a Bigfoot looks like, and it turns its head and it's looking at me, and there's another being there by it. When I work on that video, I just haven't worked on it because it's demonic, and I don't want people to freak out with the video, because if they freak out with it, there could be a spiritual opening. That's why I'm taking my time trying to put it out there. But I got footage of it, not the footage of people in costume that you see a lot on how a Bigfoot is supposed to look like, that people are walking around in costume. I got the spiritual proof that they are demonic in nature, because the ultraviolet rays of the sun is breaking the cloak, or should I say, their disembodied form. I don't know who this chocolate guy is, but you can take his peanuts with him. I I don't know, man. To me, I don't know what happened in Las Vegas. I know they seen something, or they claim to see something, uh, but it's probably more of a, if it disappeared, then it was more of something that was demonic in nature. And in Las Vegas, where they had the concert, and there was a guy that was shooting people from one of the rooms. But before that happened, they're saying that people were acting possessed in the audience. I can't remember what was the name of the band that was playing, but a lot of people in the audience were acting like they were possessed. That's one of the things that were happening there at that time frame. Night vision goggles, yeah, we used to use them. The night vision goggles, you could strap them on your head. You had a strap them on your head, and you could be able to see out of both of them. Strap it onto your head, just walking around looking with them. I think that was all BS. Cousin Jesus Carvajal, what happened in Florida, it was actually happening was outside. It was a lot of people fighting each other. But normally when something happens, the media wants to add certain things. The other thing that was happening at the same time frame was the list of people that went to Epstein Island. So I believe that was just a distraction to keep people from looking into the media of the names of the list of people that were in Epstein Island, of the names of the actors or whatever you want to call people that were on the list of Epstein Island. So that was just a ploy to distract people from what was really going on. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's why there was a lot of cops there. And it wasn't because no aliens. There's a lot of cops because of the people that were fighting outside the mall. There were some people that ran inside the mall fighting, but they add stuff to it to make it seem like it's something else happening there. They're called actors. The actors, the government, the some of those actors that come out in other videos where there's things like that happening when all those schools were being shot, where people were getting supposedly killed. There was a lot of acting. I guess a gay club got hit in Florida. There was a lot of actors there that you could see them somewhere else in a different video. It was some kind of a hoax propaganda, man. You can say you can't believe everything you hear or you see. No, that's more of bullshit magic. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, bullshit magic. Magic. The media is full of crap. They want to talk about bad things. They never want to talk about nothing good. Just the fear and the mind control, controlling. They want you to vote for certain people. They favor certain individuals when it comes to the elections because they're part of them. They're part of more of like a cult-like thing, right? They're part of the cult, part of the Illuminati, part of whatever they want to believe in. That's what they're part of. Whenever you hear the media talk about Montana Love Foundation, uh, place Jesus Christ first, you're gonna hear them talking that. They say, "Oh, that's religion." No, that's real talk. Nobody's talking about Baptist, Catholic. It's just keeping it real, right? You never hear them talking about that. You never hear about, you don't take the COVID shot. Uh, Maintain your faith with Jesus Christ. All that was doing was trying to get people to take COVID shots. Trying hard to people to take COVID shots. Just put it this way. I went there. They told me I had COVID. Supposedly told me they had COVID at the VA. And I'm looking at them like, what the hell are y'all talking about? And yeah, I was sick, but it felt like allergies. And then a nurse comes. They got me sitting in the hallway, uh, keeping away from everybody. This lady comes and she tells me, don't take the shot. Straight up. And she gives me some water, walks away. And, it's like, I didn't. It's like, I wasn't going to take it anyways. I don't know what you're talking about, Jacksonville Kid. To the south of heaven. You talking about going to hell? That's what I'm thinking you're saying. Yeah, some of my family members took it too. I chose not to. A lot of people died from the COVID shot. A lot of people died in the hospitals. Some people died in their homes after taking the COVID shot. They don't talk about that. And they say, oh, there's going to be a side effect that if you take it, you might die within a day or two. Oh, shoot. HL said, okay, I see you. Thank you for your service, brother. I served in the army. Hmm. With two legs about 6 foot tall. You might have encountered Pan, but Pan is short. Pan is probably like 4.5 feet, 5 foot tall. Yeah, I believe that could have been a skinwalker or a shapeshifter. They shapeshifted it to look that way. They have that ability. In Laredo, I think in Laredo, that's near the borders. Laredo, Texas. I witnessed something like that, brother HL, uh, but it was in the form of a man. Um, this is like in 1979. I noticed something like that. I was at my grandmother's house. Uh, she invited me to eat capirutada. It was a Sunday. I was at the time like 10, 11 years old. And I ate capirutada, which is like sweet bread with apples and raisins and sweet stuff. And there was a knock on her door. It was Sunday afternoon. And she said she was already old. She was up there in age, like 80 something. She said, "Go see who's at the door." I walked over there. And there was a man there. I never seen him before. I said, told her, "It's a señor. It's a man." So she come walking real slow, and as she goes to the door, she takes like 2 steps back, in which I could see that she was kind of scared, right? Then he said, "Are you gonna let me in?" That's what he said. He said, "Are you gonna let me in?" And I never seen this man before. And that's what he tells my grandmother. And my grandmother like, "Sí, pásale, pásale." And she's like, "Yes, yes, come on in, come on in." So she walked to the kitchen, and she was walking pretty fast. And he was walking, and I seen he had like a little limp on his right side. He was had like a limp, and when she told him to sit down on the table, he sat down by the chair, and she said, "I made your favorite." And I was like, how do you make somebody a favorite if I've never seen him before here, ever? And she put a bowl in front of him of the capirutada. It was a big bowl, right? And he looks at it. His hair was kind of like sticking up in the air. He had uh, like a goatee, like a beard. He looks like this, and he looks at the capirutada, and he starts eating it. He's eating it like an animal, like a dog. Like he's got no spoon. He's just making this growling sound, and I'm like, what the? I'm like, what the? What's going on here? So I see underneath the table. In the 80s, they had the cloth. They had like different designs. That set on the table. He, I could see gnats flying around his right leg. I was like, gnats on his leg. So I like I crawl underneath the table just to see why this man has gnats flying around his right leg. So as I pick up his pant leg up, he had black pants and a red shirt. I start picking up his pant leg. I see a leg or fur of either a goat, of a goat, and he kicks me. He kicks me. I crawl real fast out from underneath, and he freaking stands up and he's looking at me all crazy, And he says, he points at me, and he tells my grandmother, "Me lo voy a llevar a él. I'm gonna take him. He's too strong. Está muy fuerte." And my grandmother, "No, no, no, no él, no él." She's like, "No, not him, not him." And then he looks at her, "If not him, ¿a quién?" And she mentioned my uncle's name. And then he looks at her and he says, "Okay." Say, "I'll be back in a year. En un año vengo. En un año vengo he said, para agarrarte, to take you." That's what he told her. So he goes out the front door, and I'm following him. I follow him to the gate. He walks out of the gate. He goes down the street, goes up the little hill that's down that where the last road, because we lived in the outskirts. So he's walking, and my grandmother's yelling at me, "Do not follow him." My mother's yelling from our house, "Do not follow." So I still, I was a kid. I ran, and as I went up the street to see where he went to, he was walking down the middle of the street. It's kind of like a time rip open. He went through the time rip, and the rip closed, and I couldn't see him no more. He like literally, like the how should I say, the the view opened up, went through the view, and the view closed. Of what Earth, of what would, like my view, like a rip in time, or a rip in the time that it opened up. He went through it and it closed. So I went up, ran to where the rip was, but it was gone. So I said, "Ah, he's playing games." I said, "He's probably at this house here. Nobody lived in this house." I opened the door. There was nobody in there. I went around the house. There was nobody there. Um, 2 weeks later, uh, because she said one of my uncle's name, they called us because there was strange events happening at the home, and they were saying that somebody was coming at night, and that they could hear somebody walking with a hoof, like a hoof, and he was making sounds on the porch at nighttime. I was there. I went there like 2 weeks later because we wanted to see what they were talking about. I heard the hoof marks on the porch, and there was that man, the same man that I seen that were demon. I'll say it like that, demon. He was calling my my uncle to come outside, and you could hear the hoof mark where it's out there. Uh, my uncle, he got, you could say, possessed by it, where he was acting like a rooster, acting like a lizard, where he was literally climbing the wall, like elevated, like climbing the wall to the ceiling. We were praying for him. I remember when we were praying in true faith and to believe through Jesus Christ that that demon came out of him. It was in a disembodied form, and it went out the screen window, and it literally blew the screen window out of the window frame. And that's when things became normal at my cousin's house. But that's when I witnessed this. But it was in human form, but the leg was beastly. The right leg was beastly. Yeah, I believe the one that you all seen could have been a possible skinwalker or possible demonic entity. How you doing, Smurfy? Let me read some of these comments here. Yeah, like a portal or a time rift where like it opens up, it goes through it, and then it closes. Like it's going to another dimension or another through like a portal or a rip in time where it leaves an opening, it goes to the rip in time, and time goes back to the rip closes and it's normal. That's what I witnessed. I guess if your friend got scared because of what he's seen, that could have been a spiritual opening that he could have attacked your friend when he's seen it standing 6 foot tall, standing on twos. You know that's what they do that, especially at nighttime. You know they want to scare the shit. Excuse my language. I don't know. They want to scare the crap out of you for the fear factor. If you get scared, just think about this, guys and girls, whoever's here, or brothers and sisters. Uh, if it scares, if it manifests to look scary, and it's scaring the hell out of you, it's because that's what it wants you to do. Be scared. Do the opposite. Don't be scared. No matter how it looks or what it's manifesting to, don't be scared. Don't give it the power. I've got the power. Ding, 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 ding. Don't give it the power, man. Fear is a spiritual opening. That's why they manifested that way. What do you think these demons have been manifesting like Bigfoot and Lycanthrope for a very long time? Because it's working for them, right? How is it working for them? Well, people are getting scared. That's one way. But the main reason they do it, the belief factor, that's a spiritual opening. So if they can scare the hell out of somebody and the person believes it's a Bigfoot or a dogman or whatever they're seeing and it's demonic, well, there's two openings it has there already. The fear factor and the belief factor. Next thing you know, the person might get sick. They might wind up in the hospital. Certain things start happening in their house. It's because they have the spiritual opening to enter the home being uninvited because they already had the fear factor and the belief factor. Yeah, the job that I would do as a tanker, no, most people don't know that job. What to do. Yeah, you learn a lot of things that other people don't. Not if you're not in the military or you're a tanker, every MOS is different. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are, how should I say it, we're not supposed to speak of. Yeah, I mean, learn to be a soldier, learn to work as a team, uh, offense and defense, uh, daytime, nighttime, different different weather. Doesn't matter whether it's flooding. Doesn't matter if there's a tornado or a hurricane. Doesn't matter if there's lightning or thunder. If there's a sandstorm. If there's a mudslide. Training is training. You got to train through all kinds of weathers, and you can hesitate. You know, what you train becomes first a nature, and you have to react in that manner. You know, if you're one up in a situation that it's a matter of life or death, you have to react to it. Either you react to it or you're dead. So yes, there's a lot of things that you have to be a certain way. You're not gonna be like you were working at McDonald's or working at Walmart, or you're gonna be a whole different person because you get placed in an environment where it's a matter of life or death. So yes, it's way different, man, than being a civilian. I'm just open making you think what I'm saying right now. Opening, imagine a mat that says welcome in, and they don't have to ask your permission to go in your house because you're already letting them in through the fear factor and through the belief factor. I think there's something making a noise over there in my microwave. Let me go see what's going on over here with this microwave. If it makes another noise, I'll go shut it off. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Real MMA, a lot of things. You have to be a whole different way than being normal when you're in the military. And it's once a soldier, always a soldier. Uh, Let me go shut up this microwave. That's strange. Uh, there's nothing in the microwave, and it's got a number on there, zero. I don't know, something 27, but there's nothing in the microwave. It's not even hot. It's just beeping by itself. I witnessed a lot of things out there in the military. You know, of course, war, because I was in Operation Desert Storm. We fought the battle of Medina Ridge, but there's other things that we witnessed, and something that we witnessed, we're not supposed to talk about it. I witnessed something with that made me sign a piece of paper. Some people that I never seen before, and they told me that if I ever said anything to anybody, they would come looking for me. So I seen that as a threat. And in my mind, when they're telling me this, it's like, do something now, you know? I mean, they said we're not supposed to say nothing. And they're threatening, like basically threatening me, saying that they'll come looking for me. After seeing all the things that I've seen and witnessed, brujas, lechuzas, la llorona, bultos negros, dark shadows, a demon with freaking with wings, uh, shapeshifter skinwalkers, this thing that looked like a reptilian, UFOs, and everything that I've been through. I really don't care if they come looking for me, because the other thing's been looking for me for a while now, you know. So somebody that's a person in the flesh is not going to scare me. They can tell me they can come looking for me, Uh, see, but that you see here it is just going off and off. It's just going off. You hear it? It's like somebody's pressing the buttons and everybody's asleep. Yeah, buttons are being touched in the kitchen in the microwave, and there's nobody there. There's no food in the microwave. There's nobody that went to the microwave. It's the buttons are being pushed by an unseen force. So I guess I'm going to have to go into prayer. Heavenly Father, at this time, I would like to pray against anything unclean or anything and anything demonic that's in my household right now. We take an authority over you in Jesus Christ's name. You're not allowed here. Leave it this time. We tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. Be gone. Leave. You're not welcome here. No, there's nothing in the microwave. I can show y'all right now. I can take it. I just don't know what's the matter with it. There's a number on there, and it's like if somebody's touching the buttons. I'll take you so y'all can see real quick. Let's go and do a little investigation. There's nothing in there. When I push the buttons to start it, it don't want to work. Let me put my phone on the charger. There we go. Pressed all the buttons. Nothing's beeping. You know. Try to clear it. Don't want to clear. But all of a sudden, it sounds like people are they're pushing the buttons. You know. You've seen that, right? I was pushing the buttons with my fingers. Push stop clear. Nothing happened. And still the numbers are there. Thank you, Katie7. No, it's not about over exaggeration. You know, everything that I share here on spiritual cryptid encounters is real. Some of these people that they come up against in a negative way, they just don't understand. If I will take them to Elms Grove to check it out for themselves, especially at nighttime, there will be quick targets because you know so if they're not believing in something like that, oh, there's nothing there and all this, and then all of a sudden they do see something or something happens that they don't know how to react to it, you know, or don't know how to fight because they thought I was lying or playing around. Well, then they're going to be in a predicament. Because when you go to an area like Elms Grove or areas where there's activity, you have to be spiritually prepared. You have to prepare yourself before, during, and after an investigation. How you doing? We got Sister Delina, Jacqueline Finley. No, that's what a lot of people think at first. I have friends when I used to live in Elms Grove. They'll see me that I was acting not myself, but they didn't know what I was going through. I didn't really want to say nothing to anybody because the first thing when you're going through something, and if you were to tell somebody what you're going through, the first thing they're going to say, you're crazy, right? Because of all the things that you're experiencing. Then, since I was prior military, right, they're going to say, oh, you got PTSD. It's your imagination. It's the PTSD that's working over you because of where you've been in combat. So they're going to say all this bad things about you. They're going to say you're crazy. They're going to say that it's a PTSD. They're going to say all these kind of things because they just don't want to believe what you're saying. Till they went up in that situation when they're out there, they're with you, and they notice that what you were saying all along is very spiritual real because they're witnessing it themselves. When they witness it themselves, then they know it's like, oh shit, he wasn't lying. He was being real. I had friends that I had some that joined the military. I give them the advice to join the military so they can experience it, or at least to get their GI Bill, so they can go to college. And when she was in the military, she came with some friends because they didn't believe, right, what I was going through. That they were there to prove that what there wasn't there, but then they found out the hard way. Uh, One of them was I guess, a weekend. The other one was a person that can teleport out of their body, you know, from California. So I took him there. I said, okay. I said, I'll be like, shh, don't say too much and don't think too much. And she's like, I'm not afraid what's here. I said, don't say that. And the reason I was telling her that because what's there is very territorial. And I said, okay. So she was saying that she was going to do this, that she could close portals and all this kind of stuff. I said, show me where this location is. The sun had gotten down. I said, are you sure you want to go there? Are you ready for this? They said, yes, I'm ready. So, okay. Go down the path. I get to where the L is. And said, where's this experience that you had where you got surrounded by the six things in the woods? I pointed to the location. She was walking and she was like, tell me where it's at. And I was like, right there. I stayed away from the area. And she stopped there. She wasn't even there for 20 seconds. And she said, hear that? And she's like, what is that? She said, oh shit. She starts running out of there, passes me by, and this giant red orb is chasing her. So I'm praying within myself because I prepare myself to go into the woods. So I'm praying within myself and I'm walking. Then I find her on the ground. I pick her up and take her to safety. Her face, her skin, you lifted up her shirt, nothing but bumps all over her face. It looked like she had like the measles or something. It's like all her face was full of bumps. Her arms were full of bumps. Her body was full of bumps. Had no energy. They took her. She was like freaked out, had no energy. And that's the last time I seen her, Several people a Wiccan guy said his mom was Wiccan, that he could do this, he could do that. That's the man. Said, if you're not doing it through Jesus Christ, you're not going to be able to win what's out there. You know, you have to fight through Jesus Christ. He went there, he got dropped immediately, not barely entering the path. He got dropped. So I get him out of there. I don't see him till a year later. Comes back again, saying that he's been doing this, doing that. He goes in there this time. It literally possesses him, where he's just looking at me, and you can see the unclean, the demonic spirit in him, and he's smiling at me through him, and he starts taking him into the darkness. So I do the sign of the cross, and there I go. You know, to save him, it was taking him into the woods. I picked him up, spraying with it myself, and I carried him out of there. He had no energy. It's when the demon left him, or the whatever was in him. He lost. He was weak. You know. I put him on the ground. Uh, then he's nearby his car because I walked him all the way out of the park towards the vehicle, and he starts seeing the things that I would see, and say, "They're coming, they're coming." He's all scared. We put him in the vehicle. He start hitting the back of his seat. And I say, get him out of here. You know, when you get him out of here, pray for him. And they got him out of the park. You know, and it's sad that, you know, when you have people that doubt what you're saying, but then they get spiritually attacked because in their mind, they're thinking that you're lying, but then they get freaking literally attacked. The one that was taken, he could have literally made him run into the woods, and he would have been lost forever. But I was able to go and get him. You know, he could have been dead. Uh, and there was people there when all these things were happening. People that showed up with him, you know, which was like four of them, 4 or 5 people. They never came back with. Uh, they had equipment. They never came back with the recordings of what they caught or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad, man, because I would always say to myself, if something gonna happen, you know, it's something it's dealing with me. Let it, you know, is if it's with me, it's gonna stop with me. So I have to fight what I'm going through. But when you have people that don't believe you, and they step into something that they wouldn't be able to handle because it's my test that I had to go through, then it's like they got dropped easy. It's kind of like you hitting a fly with a freaking fly swatter. That's how quickly they got dropped, because that battle that I was going through didn't pertain to them. It was something dealing with me, you know. But they did care to. They were trying to find out, and I would tell them, hey, you stay out of it. You know, they're dealing with me, but no, they wanted to help. Can you answer my question? Do you put tres flores on your hair? It looks nice and shiny. You know, just I got a natural shine on my hair, but I do have this light here. That's hitting me right now. Just put a little bit of gel on it, but you know, being in the military, I like having my hair short. No, when it grows a little bit wild. You know, after being cutting it so many times short. But I do go to the barber. Brother dude said, I used to date a Wiccan. She was from South Africa. She had all kinds of crystals and different color candles. I got a bad feeling from that altar she had. She was a bruja white girl. Oh, if she's from Africa, she was practicing voodoo, a voodoo priestess. Louisiana, they get the voodoo hoodoo. If people are commenting, if people are here, give me a thumbs up because I don't know. The last comment I see here is, can you answer my question? Do you put tres flores on your hair? It looks nice and shiny. That's the last thing I see. If whoever's here, throw a thumbs up so I can know that the comments are still working. If I don't see a thumbs up, then I'm gonna go to where the comment section is here. Okay, I see you. Vader vibes, I see you. I see y'all. Hey, Jesus, I think they're talking to you, Jesse. Do you approve of voodoo? No, man, that's part of the spiritual balance. Part of the balance. Voodoo is a power that you give to it. The Heavenly Father, anything against the Heavenly Father, like it's really powers that you give to, get the powers you give into. If you give it power, then it's going to have some domain over you. If you don't give it that power, then it has no domain over you. No matter who's doing what. It's about what you allow in your heart. All those people, like people that dabble in that, they think they have some kind of power or they can do certain things because they're practicing this or that, or it's shown to them from generation to generation. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You can practice and you think you have some kind of power, but what you really have is uh, the things that you can supposedly do is not really you doing it. It's the unseen doing it. So I could say I'm moving this bottle with my mind, and it's moving, and you put it down somewhere, and you're like, oh man, I got the power to move objects with my mind. But it's really because you're believing in that. What's really moving the bottle is the unseen forces that are deceiving you, making you think you got some kind of power because you can't see them, but they can see you. So they're like, look at this fool. Do a square. Do a circle. And the guy that thinks that they have some kind of power, they really don't have the power. It's those unseen forces that are doing the work. And they're deceiving them. Why? Why are they deceiving them? Because they're believing in them already, right? It's to collect their soul. That's why they do that. To collect the soul. Yeah. I'm just being honest. I've had I'll share encounter with you I had with a witch. I was at the local flea market in Belton. There was this lady that had movies and stuff, and I would buy movies from her. I had already bought a lot of movies from her, and this day I was there. Was gonna buy something from her. Next thing you know, it's kind of like All I remember is this, that when I came to, her face is right in front of my face like this. And tears are coming out of her eyes. And she tells me straight in my face, how do you feel demons going into you now? And when she says that, I say, I tie bind and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. She takes off running, because she thought that the demons that were under her were going to have enough energy to subdue me from able to fight her spiritually. Well, she found out the hard way. When I say I tie bind and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name, her and the demons that had influence over her hauled ass. There's different kinds of witches. To me, they're all the same, but there's some that are the dark ones, dark witches, that they done sold their souls. So basically, they're here. Their soul belongs. It's already somewhere else. They might still be here, but the works that they do are pure evil. Pure evil. Doesn't matter if they do the pure evil even to their own family members. That's what they do. Yeah, we got a good crowd tonight. I hope y'all enjoying tonight's. Uh, what does somebody want to talk about? Give me a topic, or you want me to continue with what I'm speaking about the balance of the witches and warlocks? I got many other stories I could share with y'all. Yes, it can affect somebody, especially if it's a domino effect. If somebody is practicing witchcraft and they wish bad upon somebody through spells, and that person is being protected through Jesus Christ, well, then that spell comes back to the sender. So sometimes the witch doesn't want nothing bad happening to her. She'll send that spell to a family member, somebody within their bloodline, right? To affect somebody within the bloodline, instead of her getting the heat back from her own spell, which will be 7 times fold. She'll send it to a family member, kind of like the story I was telling you about the man with the goat leg, that he said, if not him, who? And she sent it to my uncle. That's what they do. Uh, she did that to buy time. She bought a year time. Then, a year later came. That was it. Her time on earth was over. Just pray over it. Just remember, no matter where you live, so long you bless your home, uh, bless your home, heavenly spiritual crosses on the doorways, you cleanse it, that hopefully, as you cleanse it, that you protect your home. And if there's anything in your home, it leaves when you cleanse your home. That's one of the things I would do when you move into a new home is cleanse your home, protect your home. That's what I do. Somebody says I work corner lots and cul-de-sacs. In my case, I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter where I move. Like I said, I've been fighting spiritually all my life. So they tend to follow. They tend to follow because I'm attending Love Foundation. and they know that I can sense them or see them, so they make their cameo appearance. Doesn't matter where I go. Doesn't matter if I'm in anywhere, any part of the world. Doesn't matter. They surface up because they're everywhere. You know, when I was in Germany, or when I was in the desert. Here I have moved like 3 different homes before I got to this one. And I said, you know what? I ain't moving no more. So I'm not afraid of them. So I'll just protect my home. And if I have to fight spiritually, I'll fight spiritually. And that's what I do, you know. But you know, it's about the power that you give something. You know, if you feel something in your home, you just say, "Ty Bunner, because Jesus Christ's name, you're not allowed in my house. Leave." You know, you can protect your home. Olive oil or holy water, crosses on the windows and the doorways, and you pray for whatever's there to leave your home that is not welcome. There's different ways of protection. Like right now, I still got my little selenite and black tourmaline, and I got this chakra selenite, 7 chakra, to protect me. You know, because I believe a couple of nights ago, when I was wearing my hat, it felt like somebody squeezed my head. You know, I don't know who was here for that live, but yeah, I always get, you know, they always try to get my attention, but I'm not afraid. You know, when you've seen it all and you've been through it, it's like fear is out of the equation. You know, it's like, oh, here we go again, same old stuff. Here we go. Let's tie by and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. You know, our Father who art in heaven. You fight spiritually, it becomes first to nature. Uh, I'm not worried about cults. I'm not worried about numbers. I've faced numbers and I've faced cults before. Uh, they can get together as much as they want to. Uh, I have Jesus Christ on my side. So I'm not worried about the cults. I'm not worried about the numbers, who they are, even though they're higher places within the government. I'm not worried about them because Jesus Christ is with me. And I'm not worried about what they worship either, because we're children of God. We're chosen. We're higher than that. Everything that has fallen is literally below us. And they're the ones that want to give something that's fallen power, and they're literally putting themselves underneath them when they're kind of like messing up, uh, because we're children of God and we have the opportunity to make it into the kingdom of heaven. So basically, they're giving the birthright up by believing in these things that are below us, that are fallen from the heavens. We still have the opportunity to ascend to make it into heaven, or spirits do. And that's what those people are, they're basically getting deceived to give the birthright into the kingdom of heaven by these things that are fallen that will not make it into heaven, that will go into the lake of fire. Yeah, Benny Blanco, uh, I don't got the Santa Muerte, man. I got a selenite with a chakra. I got my black tourmaline and selenite. I don't believe in the Santa Muerte, man. God honest truth. I don't believe in that. I faced many people, but I don't believe in none of that stuff. There's people that believe that. I believe there was a young girl that killed a lot of people in Mexico not too long ago that believed in the Santa Muerte. She was doing blood rituals, blood sacrifices on children in Mexico, and they caught her crossing the border. They were looking for her and they caught her. She killed a lot of people, and she believed in the Santa Muerte. So if that's the same Santa Muerte you're believing in, Well, I'm just sorry to say, man, that by doing those kind of things, if you're doing the same thing that she's doing, uh, then your fate is kind of sealed, by taking human lives. Well, I don't know, Benny. The lady that caught from Mexico, she was into the Santa Muerte and she was killing people, man. Blood sacrifices. So, and that's what you're believing in. That's to my understanding. It was a female that was in her 20s that she was involved with a cartel, and she was killing a lot of people in Mexico. This happened a couple of months, like a what, month and a half ago, 2 months ago. I mean, there is things that are around us, but it's kind of like this. Some people believe in saints, right? Some people believe in angels. They say prayer to the saints. They say prayer to the angels. Benny is saying prayers to the Santa Muerte, right? Because that's what you're believing in. All I'm saying is this, that if Jesus Christ blessed the saint to be a saint, or the Heavenly Father, right, blessed the angels to be angels, then why not believe in Jesus Christ when He can bless you to be even greater than those saints and those angels? Because He's the one that blesses us with the spiritual gifts. He blesses you to even be greater what you believe in of the Santa Muerte. He gives us those. He blesses us to be that way, and just by believing in Him, right? That's the only thing I'm saying to you. That everything has to go through Jesus Christ, because He's the ultimate final say so over anything on earth is Jesus Christ. That's all I'm saying from what I've learned spiritually, and I know for a fact they dislike when you Matena La Foundation. They dislike when you say I love you, God bless you, or I forgive you. They dislike that because then they have no authority or to try to attack you spiritually. But they definitely hate it when you say I tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. When you say that, then they flee. They literally flee. Yeah, I'm just being honest, to Benny. You know, I mean, if you when the day of judgment comes, it's like, what are you going to tell the Heavenly Father? I believe in the Santa Muerte. That's what you're going to say. He's going to look at you and say, "Yeah, I know you do, but you never believed in me." You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. It's kind of like I was told a long time ago, when I was in the military. Something an incident happened to me when I was in the field. I was told by the Heavenly Father Himself. The voice sounded very strong, sounded like Mother Nature, like lightning, like thunder, all kinds of anything that Mother Nature would do. And He told me, tell your brothers and sisters to let me in? How do they expect me to bless them or heal them if they don't let me in their foundation? That's the words that he told me to tell all my brothers and sisters back in 1996 when I had my incident, when certain things happened to me. That's what he told me to tell y'all. How do you expect him to help y'all if you don't let him in? You're welcome, Brother Randy. It's not about the life, brother, that we're living here on earth. It's about the everlasting life. If we make it into the kingdom of heaven, that our spirits will continue to live. That's what it is about. That's why they got you believing in the Santa Muerte. That's why the demons got you, the Santa Muerte. They already got you where they want you. They got you believing on a skeleton, you know, a skeleton. What does a skeleton mean? Death. That's what the muerte means, death, right? They're calling it the saint death. Man, there's no such thing as that, bro. I'm just letting you know that's what you're believing in on this death thing. So if you're believing in that, that's going to be a reward when is that time to go. Death, because that's what you're believing in. That's going to be your reward when you should be believing in Jesus Christ, brother. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. They got you where they want you. It's like, oh, don't worry about Benny. That's what the Diddy ends of the Los Diablos, the demonios are saying. Hombre, Benny, we already got him where we want him. We don't have to. He's already believing, and we already got him. He's not believing in Jesus Christ. We got him where we want him. That goes to anybody else. Don't worry about that sister right there. We already got her. She's doing the Ouija board, and she's reading cards, and she's believing in demons and the devil. We already got her. They're not going to mess with you, man. And you're saying, oh, the Santa Muerte is strong. She's protecting me. No, bro. It's because they already got you where they want you. You're thinking that's why they're not messing with you, because they already got you. It's when you make the spiritual stance and you say, you know what? Okay, I'm going to prove Brother Abe wrong. Let me believe in Jesus Christ. Once you start believing in Jesus Christ, that's when you're going to know that you were being tricked all along, because they're going to come at you, because they're going to try to bond you again. That's when you're going to know, like, oh, shoot, Brother Abe was right. They're deceiving me. They're going to try to bond you back to believe into the Santa Muerte. Things will happen to you. That's when you're going to know that, like, I'm giving in to the wrong things. Just being honest with you. Just being honest with y'all here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, you know, and I don't have nothing against Benny, you know, I'm just trying to awaken him. You know, sometimes you have to say it a certain way, you know. Well, if that's what you want to do, man, then that's the farthest you're gonna go, man. Your ascension will not happen, and your fate is already sealed if that's the way you want to go. In which you're literally believing in. It's like believing in the Easter Bunny, man. This is as far as you're gonna go, because the Santa Muerte supposedly is protecting you, or thinks you got some kind of power or something. You're being deceived, man. Sí, sabría cómo, sí sabe cómo hablar español. I mean, Benny, what is it that happened? I just want to know one thing. Something had to happen to you in order for you to be believing in the Santa Muerte. You know, I know you lost somebody that you love, that you start believing in the Heavenly Father. Something had to happen to you to go start believing in death. You know, I know death. You know, it's inevitable. We all have to go through it, but it's about our spirits, about our spirits ascending. Something had to happen to you. I mean, you got Jesus Christ. Of course, there's people that worship angels, people that worship saints. Something happened to you that you lost your faith somewhere, your faith somewhere, where you don't be believing in a skeleton. And I'll say it like that: a skeleton. There's nothing Santa, Santa about any muerte. I mean, something had to happen, man. I just don't know. I have a cousin that she believes in that Santa Muerte, but the same cousin that she's believing in the Santa Muerte, she messed with a book. I remember when I was a kid, we would go visit them on the weekends, and when we went to their house, they were all in the backyard. They were burning some trash in a barrel, and they were all around the book, and they were all talking a different language. Right when I got there, I didn't know what was going on. One of my cousins was acting weird, like he was saying something in a different language, and he had gotten some cats and put them in holes in the ground with their heads sticking out, and he was trying to start up the lawnmower, and he couldn't start it. And I was seeing this. Then I could see that cousin that believes in the Santa Muerte, like something had taken over her. So as I'm seeing this and I'm seeing all the people, all my cousins acting demonized is the proper word, I grabbed this, you could say, black magic book that they had in their hands. I grabbed it and I threw it in the fire. When I threw it in the fire, black smoke came out, and the demons that had my cousins possessed, freedom. When I burned that black magic book, then they didn't even know that they were going to do that to the cats. They all got demonized, and a lot of my cousins are not here no more. A lot of them are not here. The main one, she believes in what Benny believes in, the Santa Muerte. Because, like I said, they think it's some kind of power or something. No, it's not. The Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, he's the ultimate power. Everything else is something out of Temu. It's not real. Yes. No, I saved everything. I saved the cats. I saved my cousins by burning that book. Uh, they were mad. My aunt, she was mad, but she didn't know what was happening to her children. I witnessed what was happening to her children. They were being demonized. But it had to take somebody with a love foundation to be able to set them free from those demons. I did what they were reading things out of this black magic book. I threw it in the trash, in the fire. Once it burned, they were gone. Temu, uh, I'm just saying, man, it's like these people. I'm going to tell you another story of why I say the things that I say. There was this, my parents used to be in prayer groups. I can tell you some stories about them. They used to be in prayer groups where they would pray for people that were sick. There were people that were prayed that were having spiritual problems, as in possessions, being demonized. Uh, they got a phone call to go to get their stuff ready. They had a crucifix, holy water. Uh, to get the priest called them that they had to go pray for this woman that supposedly the devil had control over her. So they got their stuff and they went to go fight spiritually. When they got to this house, they entered the room. This woman's supposed to be like 33, 34 years old. They walked in there. There was a lot of activity happening. Well, when they were starting praying for her, they were holding hands, as a group. As they were praying, the room got real cold. And this is during the summer. It got like super cold. And the woman went from a 30-year-old woman and changed looks into a very old woman. And when that happened, Lucifer, supposedly the devil, right, said, her soul belongs to me. And he said, I'm Satan. So some of the people that were in the prayer group, some of them got scared. Fear is a spiritual opening. They took a running out of there. They break the circle. Then after that, it's like everybody else took off, because it was, how should I say, when you unite as together as one, and somebody takes up with fear, well then the negativity can affect you, right? Because you were fighting together as one. So it would be one good person with the love foundation to be able to fight something in that way without touching nobody else's hands, but to fight through their faith, because that's how we're supposed to fight, is through our faith. They took up running, and when they got home, I hear them talk about what happened there. That's why I'm saying the story to y'all. So, they were saying what happened, and that's why I'm saying the story to y'all. So, that woman had children. And maybe cousin Jesus Carvajal knows them, but those Elizondos, they all had like colored eyes, like blue, green colored eyes and stuff like that. I'll be in school. I'll be at school, and I think it was a freshman when this happened. And one of them will come and whisper in my ear. They will say, believe in the devil. Whisper. I could go on the bus. Next thing you know, somebody's whispering in my ear, believe in the devil. And it's the other brother. So there was two brothers that went to school with me. The reason this was happening is because the whole family was being demonized by it. The mother, the father, the brothers, the sisters. It was jumping from person to person. So I was like, why is this guy telling me this? But it made sense, you know, that's the children of them. So for a long time they kept on saying that to me. And I'll tell them, hey, leave me alone, I believe in Jesus Christ. Right? So to make a long story short, a lot of things happened. The people that were in the prayer group, a lot of people lost loved ones. I lost a loved one, which was my mother. Los Guzmanes lost a son named Ricardo Guzman. He died up in Lubbock, Texas. They had gone to the store. When they come back, they live out on the ranch. Uh, Bloodshed everywhere. Uh, you could say body parts everywhere. Like he got disemboweled by something. There was satanic marks on the doorways, symbols, and all kinds of stuff that was found. They never found out who did it. So as years went by, you know, later on, like in 2008 or 9, I ran into a man that I know cousin Jesse knows him. His name was uh he's the father of my ex sister-in-law. Kuni was his nickname. No, I was telling him about that story, and he just put his head down, and he's looking at me, and he put his head down, and he said, "I know what happened." I said, "What do you mean? You know what happened?" I said, "Well, something happened before that." He said that the him and the guy, the husband of the woman that got possessed, that they were drinking beer up in at this lake called the Devil's Lake, and they were drinking. They were drunk, and he told them, "I'm going to prove to you that God doesn't exist and the devil doesn't exist." So he called upon God to show his presence to him, that he'd ordered him to show his presence to him, and which he did not. And then he did the same thing to the devil, and he didn't show his presence to him. So I said, "You see, I told you they don't exist." It's when they made the trip home and got home when the wife got demonized. Why? Because he didn't believe in Jesus Christ. He called upon Lucifer, and guess what? He showed up. Why did he show up? Because the opening was right there. A man without faith, and the whole family got spiritually attacked by Lucifer or demons. You know, I'm more sure he wasn't alone. Could have been the Legion, but that's what happened. You know, the man literally challenged God. No, God's not going to show himself to somebody that doesn't believe in him. That's just the truth. But Lucifer showed himself to him. Why? Because it was a man with no belief in Jesus Christ, which is a opening for him to run havoc in that family. And that's what happened to that family. Let me read some of these comments here. I hope you all enjoying the stories that I'm sharing here with y'all on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Okay. I think this crashes away corner of the cob. Believe in Jesus Christ and stay away from the corner of the cob, man. And bye bye, corner of the cob. We got another a corner of the cob impersonator here, and they're out of here. Somebody named Gubus. So, Mr. Blanco, I'm just letting you know, man, that we can overcome anything through Jesus Christ. I don't think it was a Santa Muerte that saved you there, Blanco. It was Jesus Christ that saved you. You're thinking it was a Santa Muerte, but it was Jesus Christ. You could have prayed to her, but it was Jesus Christ that saved you because He sees that hopefully you can awaken spiritually from the spiritual truth. It just wasn't your time. I got a corn on the cob for him right here. One of the bags. But yeah, that's what I speak of. Because of what I witnessed, what I seen. I shared another one with y'all from the prayer group people before that incident. It was a Tuesday, I believe. I can still remember the date. The reason I knew it was a Tuesday because on Tuesdays they would show Three's Company, and that was one of my favorite shows. All I remember, they got a phone call, and they said that the devil was at an old lady's house. That this lady was used to be a witch, and that the devil was there to collect her soul. Right? She was an old lady, a bruja. So I go into the back of the station wagon and hide myself underneath some blankets to get in the vehicle, to drive in, and I want to see this devil that they're speaking about. In the chalupa loteria, it's a little red little with horns and a tail and a pitchfork, right? So when we get there, I guess my mom see me moving underneath the blanket in the back of the station wagon, and she said, "What are you doing here?" So you'll see when we get home. I'm gonna get you. She was gonna discipline me. He said, "Don't come. No, stay here in the sanctuary. Don't come here. Don't go over there." We were like, there was like a lot of cars. So I'm sitting by the station wagon, and I see him going to this gate that's up on the road. So I'll go getting closer and closer and closer till I'm to the street, and I'm looking from the street trying to see if this Diablo or devil that they're talking about. So I'm standing there looking, and I don't see nothing, but I'm seeing them praying around this tree. That they're praying there. Uh, there's something on by the tree. So I start going to the gate. I get right by the gate, and I'm looking, and the next thing I hear something say, "Her soul belongs to me." Then when I look and I open the gate to go step in the yard, I see it. It's wrapped around the tree. It's a large uh, uh, like a yellow giant snake, like an anaconda or something huge, just wrapped around several times on the tree, and he's got red eyes, and he's telling them, "Her soul belongs to me." As we lock eyes, I see it, and he sees me. Disappears, right? And all the people from the prayer group, they're like, "We won, we won, we won. We defeated the devil." Blah blah blah. Then I go back, walk to the vehicle after that, right? Well, it's like 2 weeks later that the lady dies. You know, 2 weeks later the lady dies, but I seen it in the form of a giant snake, like it looked like a boa, but it was massive. It was huge, and it was like a not albino, but like a light. How should I say? Like a light. Uh, it's like brownish, not brownish, like yellowish, light yellow color to it. But when he seen me and I seen it, it disappeared. How you doing, Thomas Scar? Amen, brother Alex. Tan, there you go, Tan. It was wrapped around the tree several times around it. You know, I didn't know what they were fighting till I seen it, and then it spoke. You know how the way it spoke, it sounded like a loudspeaker, but there was no speaker there. You know, it was just a giant snake. And when we looked at each other, it just disappeared, and there was a stench of sulfur when it disappeared. Uh, there you go. Bye bye, corn on the cob. Rooster Coghorn. That's him. No, if the lady was a witch for so long and she knew what the outcome was going to be, why she dabble with it, right? If she knew that she's done sold her soul, that eventually they were going to come for her, why she dabble with it? I mean, God is a forgiving God. To my understanding, they said she repented for her sins and all this, but you know, if they have some kind of authority or something written in blood, then you know, how's that saying go? A deal's a deal. Amen, brother Randy. I don't know, cousin, if he's related to you or not, but I seen that last time. There was somebody here with your last name. I think they said they were from California, if I'm correct. I can't remember. Oops. Trying to fix this real quick here. Yeah, it's been here for a very long time, man. It goes all the way to the pyramids, witchcraft and necromancy, all the way to the pyramids of the Aztecas, the Mayans, Any pyramid you could think of that's in Mexico, it goes all the way to the pyramids of the pharaohs. It goes all the way to the Watchers. People call them the Apakulu. Some people call them the Anunnaki, but they're called the Watchers. Which were the angels that were here on Earth to watch over mankind. Let me put on my glasses so I can read this better. But yeah, it has to do with that. That's why it runs heavy in all cultures, not just the Hispanics, because of the blood sacrifices. There, because the Watchers were deceiving the kings and the people of the tribes and of every region. They were telling them to sacrifice for the sun, sacrifice for the moon, sacrifice for rain, sacrifice for the crops, killing people. They were deceiving them. They were killing people left and right. Who was gaining from that? The Watchers and Apakulu, Anunnaki. That's what they were gaining souls. They were like, man, these guys are so easy. We tell them to jump, they'll jump. That's how they had strong control over people because they were believing that they were God sent, in which at one point in time they were, but they went against God when they created the Nephilim. A lot of witchcraft and necromancy everywhere. Anywhere where there's an altar or a pyramid or a temple rising up, witchcraft and necromancy. Let me see. I'm going to give Jesus Carvajal. Let me see what I can do here. I'm going to give him I'm going to add him as a moderator. Al Primo Jesse. So if you see any people getting out of control, do a Rocky on them, cuz. Do a Rocky on them, Primo. If they get out of control. Benny said he lives in Fort Worth. Yeah, it's a lot of had to do with all these generational curses that we're dealing with, brothers and sisters. You had to do with those before us, and some of them as to the ones that are in power right now. We have to break those wicked people. The only way we're going to overcome it through a love foundation, through Jesus Christ. We have to break the cycle. Somebody has to break the cycle. Somebody's got to face these people that think they're greater than everybody else because they have money, or or they make deals with Lucifer. How are we going to overcome them? Through Jesus Christ and the Love Foundation. That's how we're going to overcome them. That's what I do my lives late at night. So we will continue. And I wish I had a bigger audience to bring the spiritual awareness to all my brothers and sisters. The reflection of this light here is kind of blinding. Let me see if I can change the color to it, or weaken it some. There we go. Oop, that's too dark. Yeah, that's better. Somebody says, my God is stronger than your God. Danny something. Uh, let Rocky loose on Hey Primo Jesse, let Rocky loose on Danny. I got something for Danny. Vámonos. Hasta la vista, baby. Yeah, send Danny away. Yeah, he's saying he performs witchcraft. I'm thinking he performs in Minecraft. The game Minecraft. There you go, Benny Blanco. Uh, cousin Jesse Carvalho side, he's from the north side. And he say, I guess I practice witchcraft. It's Minecraft. But we know who that was. That was Corn on the Cob guy. He got so many fake profiles. He'll say something stupid. Okay, let's see some of these comments here. They're coming in fast. Nature reflects my two brothers, my father. I want to break this curse for the sake of my offspring. Angela Spirit, Minecraft, okay. It says, what do you have? A phallic caprice capital with roads in shape of a star, or spooky when you look at the dimensions of the. A lot of Freemasons up in the White House, Illuminati, and they believe in Moloch. The Clintons believed in Moloch. That's what they're a witchcraft, a warlock. We can call Clinton the cigar warlock. The cigar warlock. But yeah, they're evil people, man. The chupacabra. Yeah, and I guess the chupacabra was what was the female's name? Monica Lewinsky. The chupacabra. Well, let's pray for some of these individuals here. We're gonna pray for Brother MMA, and we're gonna pray for who's the other person that was saying something here? Angelic Spirit. Uh, Heavenly Father, at this time we'd like to pray for the people I just mentioned. We tie, bind, and rebuke any negative energies around them, unclean spirits. We place in heavenly crosses upon them from head to toe. As we place in these heavenly crosses, we take an authority over anything unclean, anything demonic. We tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. You're not allowed there. Leave them alone. We're also placing heavenly spiritual crosses on the doorways and the windows for protection. And for you, Heavenly Father, to send your heavenly angels and do a clean sweep their household at this time. This I pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Demonic, yeah. I know people want to say, Brother Abe just said they're demonic. They're demonic. Well, I got the proof. Look at the short reels. They're not in the flesh. They're in disembodied form. You know. You're welcome, brother. For the lady who's saying there's a generational curse in her family, the one I pray for also. Just remember this. Forgiveness is a part of love. If you want to make a spiritual stance for you and your children, you have to forgive in true faith and true belief in Jesus Christ. As you forgive, because forgiveness is part of love, then the Heavenly Father will bless you with the spiritual gift of discernment. And when you forgive, any generational curses are broken because there's no hatred, no vengeance, no fear, no belief in other things. And the Heavenly Father will continue to bless you, protect you, and your next of kin. I suggest you say that to what I just said to you here, say it to the rest of your family members. If they truly want protection from the Heavenly Father, they can break generational curses in that manner. No problem, angelic spirit. Thank you. What was that? Rivers. Yeah, the reflection of the light kind of messed me up. Looking at this, I can see it better without the glasses on. But yes, can't be afraid, brothers and sisters. I remember when I was 15 or 16, when my sister was messing with the Ouija board and I burned it. You know, I already said the story on that one, but I don't know who's heard it or not. But I remember when the demon, you know, was telling me certain things. I wasn't afraid of it. You know, it said that it could manifest. This is what it literally told me. Even though he was in the manifestation of a person, he told me that he could manifest it into anything it wanted. And they said I could have manifested it into a lion. And then I said to it, then I would have kicked you like a dog. And then I went to prayer immediately because I wasn't playing games with it. I was going to fall for. I was going to get angry with it because of those spiritual openings. So I started saying the Our Father. You know, as I started praying the Our Father, he said I cannot win right now, and he kept on moving real fast. He said, but there's going to be a time that Jesus Christ is not going to be there, and I'm going to be there. When it took 2-3 steps with the bike, it disappeared. There was white smoke, and it smelled like sulfur. So demons or anything unclean like that, they're going to manifest into anything just to get you to believe or to change your faith. But just know that the blessings that are to come for us is going to be when we make it into the kingdom of heaven. I mean, we get blessed here on earth too, but the greater blessings is when the riches is when we make it into the kingdom of heaven. I'm talking about our spirit is going to, you know, a place where there ain't going to be all the stuff that we're going through here on earth. It's just going to be a heavenly place, you know, where there's nothing but love, and It's everlasting. MMA. Who's I believe you were the one that was having the sleep paralysis or the succubus, incubus messing with you. I don't know if you can obtain this, but I would say obtain some selenite or black tourmaline, and put it in your room. You know, like right now, I have you can sleep with this selenite. The selenite is a ground. You can put it in the sun or in the moon, and it stores energy, energizes the minerals. But at the same time, selenite brings your guardian angels and brings your angels. When you have selenite, they come to help you out spiritually. So I would suggest to have that in your room. The black tourmaline is to keep the negative energies away, such as the succubus and incubus you're dealing with. I have rock pieces up here that I placed here ever since what happened the other day. I'll share them with you. Let me give you all a little bit more light so y'all can see it better. Raw pieces of selenite. When I moved into this house, because I helped out the neighbor, because there was a dark shadow figure by her front door every night. I went over there and I protected the home. Ever since that day that I did that, dark shadow figure wasn't appearing there no more. Then it decided to come visit me because it was pissed off because I cleansed the home. So it was banging on my window. So I grabbed some raw selenite, placed it on the windowsill, and I placed a piece of raw black tourmaline, placed it on the windowsill, and it stopped. It stopped. But I keep my house protected. These are the pieces of raw selenite that I got. If you got minerals, you can place the mineral on top of there, and it'll give it the energy. I'm just sharing the raw pieces that I got here. See that? I got them up here because, to protect the live feed from anything negative, right? Trust me, you gotta be spiritual ready. I'm spiritual ready. I got a lot of protection here, and of course, Jesus Christ is number one. But yeah, this room protects the whole house. I have minerals everywhere, and of course, Jesus Christ when I pray. But back in the days, there was certain holy men that wear garments that had minerals on them for protection. But it's really about the faith, right? No, I understand you, brother, because I've been through it. You need to protect your home. If you have a spiritual opening, you got to think, what is that spiritual opening you might have? And you already know what that is, and they're using that to come at you. So you fight spiritually. You got to protect your room. Like if you got those minerals that I'm speaking about, they don't cost that much. I have a friend. His name is Joe Hopes. cactus moon crystals. That's where I get my minerals from. He sells them very very cheap. He does lives on Facebook. Cactus moon crystals. Name is Joe Hope. Send him a friend request. He does lives on Facebook, and he does lives on this site called it's kind of like when you bid for something, you get good deals. But that's a guy to go to for. He's got small pieces of black tourmaline that you can put in your pocket. He sells bracelets. He sells necklaces. His name is Joe and Hopes. Get it? Hope, Hoppes. He's on Facebook. Look him up. Send him a friend request, and you'll be able to see his live feeds. Sometimes you might see me there where I purchase stuff from him. You know, I have all kinds of Myrnos. I got them everywhere. I know at the end, you know, everything stays behind. I can't take nothing with me. But while I'm here fighting, while I'm here fighting spiritually, you know, I have to have the protection that I need. Selenite wands, or a massaging wand selenite. I got all kinds of minerals there. One day I'll make a video of here where I make the video. That back there, those cabinets full of minerals. And we're fixing to get the corn on the cob out of here again. And he's out. Corn on the cob is out again. Uh, I believe in Jesus Christ. I was baptized through the Catholic Church, but I believe in Jesus Christ. I do not go to any church, uh, but I have my faith in a relationship with Jesus Christ. There's no church that's perfect, but that's what I believe is in Jesus Christ. The Heavenly Father, the Alpha, the Omega. What do you believe in there, Rivers? Yeah, believe in Jesus Christ. I got away from religion because I seen the corruption within religion. Imagine going to church and you're seeing all this demonic activity within the church because you have the spiritual gift of discernment where you're blessed with them, and you're seeing this dark shadow figures floating around from ceiling to ceiling, hiding in the darkness, then flying down or gliding down in disembodied form and going through people. When the priests, you go for help, and and you ask them you need spiritual hope or guidance, and they tell you, what do you want me to do? This is just a nine to five job to me. There's just regular people saying it's a nine to five job. What happened to the faith? What happened to the belief in Jesus Christ? You fear they're going to give you some spiritual guidance. When they can't give you that, then why am I going there if they're not going to help me spiritually? So that's why my relationship with Jesus Christ. Been going on for 3 hours, and it's 2:15 in the morning right now here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I hope y'all enjoying the conversations here. I'm trying my best to answer everybody's question. Well, there's a lot of things that happen in church. One of the things that's I would say were the worst one out of them all. No, because we done heard what happens with a priest within the Catholic Church with children. The other thing would be the cheaping with closing, where they know they studied the Bible, but then they're not. They're just doing it for the tithe. They're just doing it for the money. They're doing it for the money itself, uh, just to collect money, make money off of people. You know, you got some churches that are huge that way. Was a guy's name Joel something? You know, I can tell somebody's demeanor. I can sense somebody's demeanor when somebody is not real. When they know the Bible back and forth, and when they're talking to the audience, it's more about for money or donations. You know, that's what they do. All these priests, preachers, they say, "Oh, we need this much, we need donations to be able to keep this church going." Blah blah blah. I'm here preaching to y'all, uh, and not asking for a single penny because Jesus Christ repays me in His own way. So that's why I talk spiritually here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Uh, yeah, I'm not a ordained minister, or I didn't go through to church or to any religion. I don't have a certificate or a license, but I'm a chosen one. I'm a child of God. I represent Him because I believe in Him. So I don't believe in the tithe. I just believe in helping out my brothers and sisters and awakening my brothers and sisters, because not everybody has money. It's not about the money. It's about our souls, about our spirits. And that's what the church don't talk about. I want to talk about everything else, the sins, and I want to talk about alcoholism, drugs, and this and this and that. But they don't want to say it's about your soul, it's about your spirit. They don't want to say that for the awakened to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, some of the locations says you have to go through the church. You have to go through the preacher. You have to go through the priest. You have to go through the order. Bull crap. You, like I said, Jesus Christ, the Heavenly Father told me, tell your brothers and sisters to open their doors and windows for me, which means the windows will be the eyes, the ears. The door is the heart. Tell them to open up their doors and windows for me. Let me in so I can help them. This is through Jesus Christ. He's the one that can free us from any form of bondage, any kind of sickness, any kind of spiritual warfare that we're going through. He's the one that can do it for us. Through him. That's how we'll overcome the spiritual warfare. Churches ain't gonna wanna hear Brother Abe Sia speak. All these people say, put your hand on the screen, you will be healed, and all this stuff. They don't want to hear Brother Sia speak because I'm speaking in truth, and when I'm speaking in truth, to them it's costing them money because then people are awakening from the BS. They're awakening from the BS that they're giving them, that they're tricking them. You know, you see it all the time. But people go like this, and all these people are falling down like dominoes. And they try to say it's the Holy Spirit doing that. I'm just saying. I keep on hearing some banging. I don't know if it's my dog that's banging or what. I don't think nobody's trying to cover up about anything that giant existed. People are trying to say that giants are still alive. Uh, trust me, when the Heavenly Father does something, He makes sure it's 100. It gets taken care of, just like He took care of Sodom and Gomorrah. He took care of the Nephilim with the flood. Uh, the only thing that's left from them is their disembodied form. That's where you got the disembodied demonic Nephilim. That's the only thing that's left. Yes, that's my dog right now. Dog Rebel. Yeah, I'm taking out people that are coming in here, being disruptive or rude. So I'm kicking them out. I don't get time for trolls or corn on the cobs. I'm just letting you know that it's within you to overcome whatever you're going through. Don't let the succubus or incubus win by giving power to them. Fight them. Fight them spiritually. Because you have more authority. You have authority over them more than they have over you. So you could tell them, you know what, you're not welcome here. Tie boundary in Jesus Christ's name. Leave. Because we're children of God. Every single one of us. So don't let something spook you into thinking that they have more power over you, because they don't have power over you. It's just that you might have an opening. You have to find out what that opening is and take care of that spiritual opening to be able to fight spiritually. Thank you, Sister Ivy. Yeah, yeah, we've been going strong here for what, 3 hours now? 2:23 in the morning. Yeah, I'll show you my little pendant I got here. I have another one, another pendant. It's here somewhere. Oh yeah, here's my other pendant. I haven't worn it yet. It's an amethyst. Pretty. Let me give it a little bit of light so y'all can see it better. There it is. Cactus Moon Crystals. Joe Hopes on Facebook. He's got the good stuff, man. I'm telling you. He said, this is who I buy from. Well, I buy from several people. But Joe Hopes is like one of the main guys. This is where I got this from Brother Joe Hopes. It's like a chakra pendant. We're selling that on it. He's on Facebook. And then he's on, what's that other one where they do bids? What something, I can't remember the name of it, but look him up on Facebook. It's Joe Hopes, Hoppes. It's called Cactus Moon Crystals. He does lives every day. Like I said, you can get some good deals real cheap from him. He's sells stuff at a very reasonable price. Yeah, what was left from the Nephilim was their disembodied spirits, in which we know as demons. They have no vessel no more. The vessel got destroyed, so that's why they have the ability to possess. So they could look for a vessel. They possess a vessel, and then they can destroy a vessel. That's why we have to be careful of leaving any spiritual openings. And we have to be spiritual ready at all times. They're the ones that are causing the chaos and division here on earth, just like they caused it before when they did have a body. When there were the Nephilim, they were destroying all of God's creations. That's God destroyed them because there wasn't God's creation. They were offspring of the Watchers, so they got destroyed. But since they were part demonic, what was left is their disembodied body, which is spirit, right? In which I call them DDM, disembodied demonic Nephilim. I guess their name changed from Nephilim to demons, but that's what they are. Oh yeah, same havoc that we're causing back in the day, and they're using it by the people that have spiritual openings. That's why I got I get the videos to prove that they're around us in disembodied form, in spirit form. And I'm placing them, people are seeing them in my videos, and I'm just trying to bring awareness. Like, hey man, be ready. We're in an unseen spiritual warfare. We've been on it for a very long time. Just people don't know that. You want to call them DDNs. You want to call them Nephilim. You want to call them the Legion. You want to call them the Djinn, Akabkulu, Anunnaki, Watchers. They all come from the same source. If you notice some of the pictures, they're just staring because they're offspring of the Watchers. That's where they're looking, staring, or should I say, watching. Like, dang, Abe is right beside you. What is he doing? He's watching. Thank you, Real MMA. Carolina, you haven't been here for the past 3 hours and 14 minutes. So it's like, what is he talking about? You would be here at the beginning, you would have been able to understand what I'm talking about. So how can you come in the live and say, what is he talking about? Just have to listen. We're talking about the Nephilim, that they're here in disembodied form. Do you know what the Nephilim is? The Nephilim was created by the Watchers, the offspring of the Watchers. Watchers were here. Uh, they were ordered to watch over mankind at the beginning, and they got tempted by the women, by the long hair of the women. So they decided to manifest and sleep with women, which was created. The offspring of that was the Nephilim. The women that they slept with became either two things, which they're demonic, right? They became harpies, which we know lechuzas in Spanish, and some became sirens. The women that slept with the Nephilim, which were the Watchers. Well, the Greek mythology, that is what they're speaking of when they speak about the Watchers. Demigods, that's what they were. You got Pan, you got the was it the Minotaur, you got Achilles, you got Hercules, you got, all this Greek mythology stuff. Those were the Watchers. They're chained up right now. Those are the ones that were watching over mankind. But yes, if you look at Greek mythology, some of those, uh, imagine how many people give power to things like that from Greek mythology, or statues that were created because of images they might have seen. How many people were worshiping things that the witness that thought they had some kind of power. Yeah, just Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why it got destroyed the way it got destroyed. In saying that, there's a lot of things happening here on this earth in that nature. But sooner or later, you know, there's going to be things that are to come because how people are. Things of the past, things will happen again. And everything will be held accordingly through Jesus Christ. That's all I can say. The only thing we can do is maintain our faith, our love foundation, and be spiritual ready for when that time comes. I know there's people that view this site, that they do other things, that they practice other things. I'm just letting you know that I knew people in the past that do other things, practice other things, worship other things. They came up against me spiritually. And even when I was a kid, I'm still here. Why? because of Jesus Christ. I'm still here, speaking because of Jesus Christ. Everything that came at me because they were coming in a negative way, which through spells, witchcraft, and necromancy, it didn't work because my faith and belief in Jesus Christ. I'm still here. Some of those people that came up against me, they're not here because what they were wishing bad upon me, it went back to them because I don't accept negativity. I said, I'm protected of Jesus Christ. I don't have to worry about my enemies. They get handled accordingly through Jesus Christ. I can give you examples. Um, when I was a kid, baby, couple of weeks old, maybe a month or two, I was being found in between mattresses. Like, for example, if my mother would go to the restroom, by the time she comes looking for me, she can find me. And when she will find me, I'll be underneath the mattress, like somebody was trying to suffocate me. I will have these dreams where somebody was suffocating with me with a pillow when I was a kid. And I would pray to God to show me who was doing that. And he did. He showed me who was doing that. But I'm still here. Um, just an example of what I'm speaking of. And of course, when I was in Mexico with the curandera, the medicine woman, all the brujas, the dark witches that came, because the curandera helped my brother and cured him. Found out that they had done some brujeria, witchcraft on him. So she prayed against it and sent it back to the sender. Well, when it went back to the sender, it went back 7 times fold. The main witch, it was a main witch of all the witches, all those witches, the dark witches, she died. So then all her that were under her came after her, the curandera, and after me. We fought spiritually uh, most of the night, but I wasn't afraid of them. Even when I was 3 years old, I wasn't afraid. I always felt the Heavenly Father's presence with me, and they all took off. They all left. When I went back home, after they came pick me up, I remember they went to my house, and they were there to challenge me. They were scared. My mother, they were scared of my brothers and sisters, till I grew up, and I said, you know what, enough is enough. I'm not afraid of them, and I went out there and I fought them spiritually. Uh, it's been all my life like this, fighting spiritually. But I have no fear over them. After going through it so many times throughout my life, I'm not afraid of them. Uh, I know that they have no power over me and that they're being deceived. Yeah, I'm just giving you some examples of what I say, When they were in the form of lechuzas, uh, I got my spiritual battle wound in my face right here. When I don't think it was a lechuza that did this. It was a demon that did this. They tried to take me out the window when I was a kid. I got battle scars to prove it. See the scratch up to my eye. Let me lower it down this so y'all can see it better. This is lighting. Right here, it goes up. I have two lines right there. When I was 7 years old, that happened to me. Fighting the spiritual balance. I have physical scars and spiritual scars where I fight spiritually. I've been doing it for a very long time. Yeah, my cousin Jesus Carvajal, he's seen that, the one that was smiling in the window. You got to see it. I seen it when I was young. Uh, when I was looking at the stars, he just came from nowhere, and his face was right there in front of me. He was smiling. He had white eyes. He was smiling, and he put his hand on the screen window like this, and he wanted me to touch his palm. He had a hat. So I went down, and I was a kid, and I looked through the hole. I think at that time I might have been 6 years old, and I'm looking through a little hole in my blanket, and he's looking down at me like this. He's by the window, and after a while, I just see him move. So when I see him move, I went up there to look, and it wasn't there no more. Good night, Pine is fine. I'm thinking pine is fine as in pine trees, or as a different kind of pine. It's kind of like once you go through it or you get closer to Jesus Christ, it becomes a spiritual battle, because once you know the truth, then it's going to be there. You know the truth. You know what's up. You know what it is about. And they don't want you to spread the word, the truth, to your brothers and sisters so they can awaken. And that's where it becomes even more of a spiritual warfare. But that's why you have to protect. So long you maintain your love foundation, you can overcome all that through Jesus Christ. Okay, I see, Sister Pine is fine. I thought you were talking about a different kind of pine. Not pine sol, but a different kind of pine. I think last time somebody was talking about weed here. And I was like, what kind of weed are you talking about? They were saying I was, because I don't do drugs. So I thought they were talking about like different weeds like pine, red bud, skunk, tropical, or I don't know, different kinds. Uh, that's what I was saying. Where'd you get this name? Pine is fine. Yeah. Well, I got scratched in the face that I was weighing like 25 pounds, and I flew back. Uh, what happened to me, I kept on hearing somebody calling my name. I was sleeping on the bunk bed, and I could hear my grandmother's thing calling me to the window at night. So I was getting closer and closer to the window, and she would say, get a little bit closer, get a little bit closer. When I got close enough to the window, something just hit, tore the screen. I got hit in the face, and I flew back. My mother comes, and we have the string lights that you pull. When they see me, I was bleeding from my face. The screen window was ripped off. This happened in 1976, down in the Rio Grande Valley in Removille, Texas. So they put a towel on my face to put some pressure to stop the bleeding. Then I had to go to school the following day. They told me, okay, we're gonna wrap you up. If they ask what happened, tell them that a cat scratched you. Tell them a cat scratched you in the face. I said, like, okay. I said, you better tell them a cat scratched you. But I know it was no cat that did that. And here's the corner of the cob again. Back corner of the cob. I got corner of the cob out of here again. Whatever it was, well, I know what it was because I had shared the story yesterday. It was something, demonic being, demonic creature that did that. But it's like now that I'm older, 'cause I never got stitches. It just healed because I was young. But now that I'm older, I feel pain in this area sometimes. I get some sharp pain because it goes up higher. I don't know. You can see the rest, but I have pain there where I got scratched when I was, I guess, like around 6 years old. Let me see. I think it was seven because I was born. It happened in '76. Yeah, I was seven. As a matter of fact, the picture here that you see is when I was young, when I was seven. It looks like I got a lot of hair, and it looks like my hair is combed to the side, and it looks like a big thing up like this, right? But it's because it scratched me and it took some of my hair off my face. So if you look at the picture of me being 7 years old, you can see where I'm missing hair, where it literally scratched the hell out of me, you know. But it happened a long time ago. I couldn't tell everybody what happened. Then the thing that attacked me started attacking everybody in my town. In 1976, my hometown was Riverville, Texas. And if you look up Pajaro, Pagaro. The thing was attacking a lot of people in the Rio Grande Valley. A lot of people were seeing it. Some saying it was a pterodactyl, but no, there was something demonic. A lot of people got attacked by it. Pajaro, Pagaro, Raymondville, Texas, or Willacy County. It's there. Look it up. Google it. Pajaro in the Rio Grande Valley, or Pajaro, Willacy County. True events that happened in 1976. I have a friend that's making a movie right now. It's from there because he remembers what happened. And he's making a movie called Pajaro. Yeah, Pagaro. Yes, I know he was having medical problems because he was losing his eyesight, so they're doing something. But yeah, he's made a movie, but they're still working on it. So I don't know when it's gonna initially come out. When it's gonna come out, let me drink a little bit of water. But he's working on it. It's dealing with the incident that happened there in the Rio Grande Valley. Yeah, Reynosa. I was in Reynosa when I was with the curandera in Reynosa. It was Tamaulipas, Reynosa, in Reynosa. Yes, I've seen that movie. Pavarotti scare. What are you talking about, Primo? The Pavarotti. Yeah, El Pájaro. And he was causing havoc all over the place. Or was it pájaros? Was it a demon or was it demons that came through a portal? But to my understanding, is a witch that summoned a demon that was in a certain location. But he followed me to my hometown, and that's why my parents told me not to say nothing. You know, tell him it was a cat. But he followed me to my hometown, and he was attacking the people in my hometown. But I was the first one it attacked because of my what it did to my face. You know, you can see the scars. You know, because it happened when I was 7, but I got him right here because he scratched me in the face. Uh, a 5-hour version of what? Of the pájaro? Yeah. That sucker got me, man. Always talking about blood in, blood out. Yeah, some people just don't understand, man. Man, I got, when I was fighting spiritually in Elms Grove, they were coming at me in numbers. And the only thing I had protecting me was Jesus Christ, where I could hear footsteps running behind me, and I would get hit, and I'll fly 4 or 5 feet in the air. I will land with my guards up, ready to fight, but there'll be nobody there. I will have the big welt on my back. Got shot off a cliff, like a 12-foot drop or 14-foot drop into the creek. I got chopped off of a ridge by unseen forces, you know. So I was fighting spiritually in Elms Grove. I've been through it. So when I'm sharing my wisdom and knowledge with y'all, it's because I've been through the spiritual battles. I know what it feels to be spiritually attacked by the unseen forces or forces that work through the demons, because they came at me full force. Full force. For many years, I fought there in Elms Grove. The spiritual opening that I had was unforgiveness. I had to forgive an enemy that did try to do something to me when I was 10 years old, try to take my life. I had to forgive that person that was already dead. Once I forgave him, all the things that were happened to me stopped, because forgiveness is part of love. But I had to really soul search to find out what opening I had. You know, you forget, you know, something happened when you were 10 years old, and I'm already in my, I was in my 30s, and these things were happening to me. I'm trying to figure out what is it? Why is this things happening to me? I didn't know that I still had unforgiveness in my heart. That's when I forgave the guy, and all the things that happened stopped. Well, those are main man words. Uh, when you're talking about, you're saying the misconceptions about psychic ability. Whenever you think of something and picture it in your mind, that's a part of physical ability, angelic spirits. Well, it's the opposite. It's more of spiritual. If this is your foundation, you have a love foundation, and your love foundation is strong and secure. You get an image of something that's coming into your mind, and it's showing you possibly somebody dying or something happening to somebody. Well, those are the demons, because it's spiritual, right? They're trying to enter your mind, and you're you're sensing what they're trying to do. So that's when you say, I type on a rebuke in Jesus Christ's name, and you pray for the images of the people that they're showing, so nothing will happen to them. Your spirit is seeing this, right? So it's more of the spirit knows the spirit. It has nothing to do with any kind of psychic abilities. It's more about the spirit knows the spirit, in which if something demonic or unclean comes, you can sense that spirit. If somebody that's good and holy comes, you can sense that spirit. So that's why it's called spiritual warfare. That's why I capture the things that are out there, so y'all can see that we're in a spiritual warfare. Spirit, no spirit. Those spirits that are out there, disembodied, whether they're the DDN, whether they're the Legion, or whatever they are, they know that my spirit has a love foundation. So they show up themselves, because through spiritual law, they have to identify themselves to me. That's why I capture the way they capture them on the show reels. And that's how I capture them through camera when I debunk my videos. So it's about the spirit. It's about what's in somebody's heart, right? That's how I'm able to identify the demons within people that are being possessed or bonded, because my spirit is able to see what's within the individual. If there's an unclean spirit in it, it has to identify itself to me. It might say something to me like that happened a long time ago. That's when I know that it's a demonic spirit in the individual. So I'll go into prayer, or I'll say, I type on a rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. God bless you. I love you. And he flees, because he hates love. You know, when you hear people talk about love and hate relationship, it's kind of like that, right? When you're fighting spiritually, because you've got love trying to maintain your love, and then there's the hate that is trying to affect your love. Let me see. I'm just speaking here spiritually with y'all. We've been going strong for 3 hours and 44 minutes, almost 4 hours, guys. Can you believe that? It don't seem that way, but when you're talking about the balance, the Heavenly Father is blessing you to have this conversation with my brothers and sisters and those who are tuning in. It's amazing. I got 28 likes. That's awesome. Now I can finish this night now if I would like, or maybe I can go another 15 minutes to make it 4 hours here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Yes, Brother Randy, forgiveness that's what we got to do. Yes. You're welcome, Brother Chu. Toll free. Yeah, we've been troll free tonight. They were here for a little bit, but they left. You spoke to some cousin. They're Somebody says they love Drake. I don't know who they're talking about. There was a corn on the cob. You spoke too soon. You came out of nowhere with that one. There he is again. Corn on the cob. Identify. Fire on the way. But honestly, I'm thinking that it could be somebody else. But I'll just leave it up to God to handle that. That is somebody pretending to be corn on the cob. I'll just leave it up to God. I'm not going to look into it. Just leave it up to God. All I know things, and I just leave it up to God. You know, I'm a good guy. I got no bad intentions towards nobody. The only thing I know is that sometimes when you dwell in negativity comes your way because you dwell in the negativity. So I don't worry about whether it's corn on the cob or somebody else pretending to be him. You know, it's just sooner or later it's going to catch up with them. So, and I'm talking about ketchup. Ketchup you put on your French fries. Ketchup. That Spanish accent. Sooner or later it'll catch up to them, you know. But I just don't understand one thing. Why would people that have, oh, there we go again. There's the ghost making noise again. You know, because I was going to say something. What I understand is this. If somebody already has a good podcast, a good show, and they have numbers, why would you want to dwell in negativity, right? If you're doing good, why would you want to dwell in negativity? Or negative going against negative, not making no positive. What's the point of that? Is the bigger question. Is it for drama? Is it for viewership? For drama? To get more people or more viewers? I don't know. The only thing is this. When you're maintaining Love Foundation, you can be dwelling in negativity, going back and forth with people with negativity. You just have to maintain your Love Foundation. And that's what I do. Maintain my Love Foundation and let the Heavenly Father take care of my enemies. There he goes again. I'm just trying to figure out things. It's sometimes people bring the drama to themselves, right? When they're going back and forth with people, who's winning? When you're going back and forth with people, nobody's winning. It's, you know, negativity with negativity is not going to make it positive. Beelzebub cannot cast out Beelzebub. Somebody says they believe in artificial intelligence. All I'm saying is that, man, is like, why dwell in negativity when if you dwell in negativity and you're doing the works that you're doing, that negativity you're dwelling on could be your demise. Because you're forgetting about Jesus Christ. You're forgetting about forgiveness. And you're leaving a door wide open to get spiritually attacked. There goes to the trolls. They come at me. They're doing it to themselves. Why would a troll come at me the way they do? I mean, it's not hurting me, but it's hurting them in the long run. At least I'm being myself. They're not. And we got another troll here, and this troll is out. And this other troll is out. I'm telling you, I already know who they are. I've been knowing. I just don't say nothing, because I don't want to dwell in liars, dwell in negative people. So I'll leave it up to God. That's what I do. It's like I said before, and I'll say it to the trolls and the ones that are pretending to be other people. I'll say it like I said it before. You're not gonna stop me from doing my spiritual works. You're not gonna stop me from doing what I do, because I'm doing it through Jesus Christ, and I'm still here. No matter how many times y'all reported my groups, my channels, I'm still here doing the works. Doesn't matter who you're affiliated with. Doesn't matter if you're trolling me. I'm still going to do my spiritual works regardless, because I'm doing it through Jesus Christ, and I'm going to continue to do it through Jesus Christ. Till you go through something that's severe, till you go through something that's life-threatening, that your life can be taken away from this earth, then you're going to understand why I do this. Till that day happens, then you don't know nothing. Till that day happens, that you went up in that situation, and you might get blessed to be amongst the living, because you might be worthy to be amongst the living. You might understand. But what if you're not worthy? Because you dwell in the negativity, you have so many fake profiles and troll people, then you might not be worthy to be given another opportunity to be amongst the living. That's all I'm saying. It goes by the works that you do. It goes by the spiritual works that you do. Practice what you preach. Becomes first in nature. Amen. But in saying that, brothers, sisters, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. God bless you and your families. I still pray for everybody, regardless if people come out in a negative way. I still pray for everybody, because sometimes some people are being spiritually bonded by unseen forces, and they don't know what they do. So I keep everybody in prayer, and I have hope for everybody to awaken spiritually, even those that troll, that maybe there might be hope for them to awaken spiritually one day. This will do this one-on-one, you could say, me speaking to the members here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. But in saying that, good night. God bless you. Thank you, Cousin Jesus Carvajal, for being here and taking care of the trolls. And for everybody that's here, that tunes in every night, thank you. God bless you. I love y'all. And peace out, everybody.